Hey, Big Hood.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Run it again.
Them country boys on the ride, with them big fat wheels on the side, with the dirty cow wheels on the ride, and them country boys with them big fat wheels, with the dirty cow wheels.
Yo. Welcome to another episode of Them Damn Country Boys Podcast. I'm your host, Cole Trainer. My co-host is.
For the second time, it's the Big Daddy 46.
What's going on with you?
Man, I'm good. I don't know what just happened.
You
Shit just kicked us
want to tell me what we're
totally
talking
out.
about today? You want
Do
to tell me
we
what we're
try to
talking about today?
do we try to hold people accountable for how we feel about things? Basically stemming from the Ebony Williams situation.
So you want to give me the rundown what the Ebony Williams situation was?
Okay, she initially did a interview with Ayana, where the
Uh-huh.
question was asked, would she date a bus driver? And she said, um, if he owned the buses. So then she ended up going to Breakfast Club and she doubled down basically on what she was saying.
Mm-hmm. So basically, our topic is mainly about basically people's standards. Are we judging people by their standards? And are some people's standards too high? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So with her situation, I'm looking at it like this, and I'm looking at it perspective. I used to be a bus driver. You remember when I was a bus driver? And I understand what she's trying to say, but I really think that she doesn't realize what she's talking about in that realm. Say, for instance, she's talking about unless you own the bus. Does she mean
hmm
unless you own a fleet of buses? Because if you own one bus, you're not making shit. If you're
I think
driving
she
for
meant
somebody
like
who owns,
own. No, I think she meant buses, like
okay,
own a fleet of buses.
right.
Mhm.
So, am I, and is am I, if I'm not mistaken, isn't she unemployed?
I don't think so.
If it's the same female I'm thinking about, might not be the same people.
Let me look it up real quick.
Hmm.
Just keep talking,
But
and I'll have something in a few
my
minutes.
thought is, okay. So if you know anything about transportation, and I'm just going off what she is saying. Uh, I'm gonna bring it to a broader spectrum in a minute, but let's just go with what we got. She's saying she wouldn't date a bus driver unless she owned the bus. Okay, that was her word. She owned the bus. So let's take it from what she said. He owns the bus. That's one bus. Okay. I don't know in my 20 years of 20 plus years. I got about 23 to 24 years in transportation. I don't know one single person that owns a bus that's making more than a person who drives a bus for somebody else. That's just understanding the transportation. If you don't understand what you're talking about, yes, you will make a blanket statement like that unless he owns the bus because it sounds good, but it doesn't make sense. Most people who drive buses don't own the bus or own a bus. They might own 3 or 4 buses. That makes more sense. If she'd said it like that, I could have handed it to her. But the way she talking sounds like to me she don't understand how that industry works. Um, Say for instance, somebody like me, I'm a trucker. Most I make more if they're honest at the end of the year. I make significantly more than a driver that owns his own truck, and I'm a company driver. I don't have the overhead. I don't have the breakdowns and all this other stuff. I don't have no insurance, none of that stuff they have to have. These millions of dollars in insurance, these LLCs they got to keep up with, all this stuff they got. I don't have to do none of that. I go to work, I drive a truck, I come home. But then you have certain people that think because maybe somebody owns a truck that they might be making more than a company driver, and that sounds like what she was probably feeding off of. And then she might have been using that for example too. You know, she might have been putting it
Well,
up as an
yeah,
example, saying, you know, it
yeah,
might have
that's
been a,
what.
a,
Well, it
a
wasn't really
hypothetical,
her. Yeah,
right?
it was one of those. Ayana just asked that question, like, "Would you date a bus driver?" And then she
Right.
said,
So they put it
"Well,
up as a
he's
hypothetical,
on." Yeah, and
right?
her profession is she's a lawyer.
Okay. Now,
So yeah.
if In that situation, she's in law, so she makes decent money. If a man said the same thing, like if I was to say, I'm a single man with no kids. I ain't dating no chick that got kids. You know how much hell I used to catch for that shit? For just making that statement?
I will venture a lot.
Yeah, I caught hell for that. You know, and that used to be something I said. And I'm gonna tell you what changed my mind on that. McNasty and Biggie Tall, you know, seeing what their situation were, and they were dating people or with people who had kids. So, and it wasn't what I thought it was. So in her situation, her dating a bus driver, that bus driver might be the love of her life, you know, and she might be missing out because she just saying all she sees is the exterior, the bus driver. Just like I might have been missing out because all I seen was she got kids. You know, at one point in my life, I was like, hey, if she got kids, I don't want to date her. That was just me. But we catch all kind of hell from that. I doubt she will from her side of the fence, but from our side of the fence, yeah, we gonna talk shit because to a lot of people, that's a decent profession. You know,
Yeah.
nothing wrong with a bus driver. Matter of fact,
Right.
a lot of them union and a lot of them make decent money.
I agree.
Do you got a profession that you would date? I mean, just strictly out the profession?
No, I was an equal opportunity provider, so it didn't matter. I mean, I'm being serious. I didn't really care where they worked. It didn't matter to me.
I don't know. I don't think I could. I don't think I could date a stripper. Like you can't. I don't know. It ain't enough soap
Oh, I
in the
did
water
that.
for you to come home and want to give me a hug, and I know you got seep through on your leg. on them juicy shorts, you got some seep through on them bad boys. I don't want no parts in that. I don't think I could do it. I love their hustle.
I mean, I did it.
do.
I did it.
I love a stripper's hustle. But I don't know. And they make good money. There's a mad hustle. But boy, if I could show these legs to some of these chicks and get some dollars, I would.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there today. I'm gonna let you have your shine. Have your shine, sir. I'm not even gonna go there.
If I can show them these polished chest hairs, I got popping off. You know.
Yet
If I can
again,
do all
I'm
that,
gonna let
make
you
some
have
money.
that. I'm gonna let you have that one. You can have that one. That's your freebie. Memorial Day weekend special. No hating jokes from me today.
But some of these professions that women, not knocking on her, not saying anything about her, but a lot of these professions that people frown upon, I think a lot of people don't know how much money they actually make. Like, I get that a lot in the profession I'm in, and the only time I don't, when I get looked at different, is when people go look up how much I actually make. See, it's simple to look up how much I actually make, you know, because they advertise, the trucking companies always advertising what we make. So it's really simple to look up what a top driver would make. And I got 20 plus years. So no matter where I go, I'm at top pay. So that tells you, you know, kind of right where I'm at. So it's not that hard to look up what I. But when people see these truckers out on the highway and stuff, and they, you know, they see different truck drivers, garbage truck drivers, some waitresses. Some of these waitresses is knocking down money too. Depends on what kind of restaurant you in, what kind of clientele you waiting on. You know, they're knocking down big things. But let people tell it, they struggling. No, I don't count nothing over 100 grand as struggling a year. I don't. You ain't struggling. You know. But you got, I got a friend that's, one of our friends, D-Ned. D-Ned's son is going into the welding industry. That's my trade too. That was my backup trade, welding. That's what I got certified in welding. I just didn't like the shit. You can look up what they make. Look at the oil field welders, what they making right now. They're making like $100 an hour. Some of them making like $150 or $152 an hour, you know, welding in the oil field. But I guess a lot of the youth look at what you actually do, and they compare that to like rappers, and they compare that to dope boys, scammers, and all this other stuff. They compare it to, and because we ain't driving around in Bentley, you know, or a man like me, you know, I was finna buy my first pair of Jordans today, like 2 hours ago. I put them on my feet and everything.
What
and you
happened?
know that's crazy.
Changed your mind?
Me. I took 2 steps in them fuckers and they ain't comfortable. Jordans are not fucking comfortable. And my daughter says immediately, they're not made for comfort, they're for style. Huh?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Huh?
That's true. Yeah.
Then I go pick up a pair of Air Maxes, and they're like $160. It's like $40 more than the Jordans. Step into them, like pillows on my feet. I end up getting a Jordan. I end up getting an Air Max. I don't even know what kind of shoes they are. Let me see what they got. They got a 2, a 7, and what looks like a funny looking C on the side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody know what kind of shoes they are? I don't know. They're some kind of ball player. I don't know much about sports. I know the shoes are comfortable. And I got some Hey Dudes for like $45. So
Some who? Some what?
some Hey Dudes. Yeah.
What the fuck are those? Hey dudes, what are those?
Those
I've
are
never heard that
very
before.
fucking comfortable shoes. Oh my
What
God,
are
them
they?
bitches like heaven on my feet. They kind of like,
What
I
are they
don't know.
though?
I don't know. These
What's the
motherfuckers are
name
like
of them?
Hey Dudes.
Oh shit! I thought. Oh, okay. Damn.
They look like something you wear if you were sailing a boat around the world or some shit. You know,
Oh, okay.
if you
Yeah,
had to
I
make
wouldn't.
shoes
I
on
wouldn't wear
a
those.
desert island, that's what they would fucking look like. Those bitches are comfortable as shit. And I'm thinking about going back and getting another pair tomorrow because they was on sale. But let me get back to the point. They look at people like me because I wear work boots most of the time. And we talked about this a couple of shows back. You know, the comments I get from chicks that's riding a bus and they see me in my work clothes at the gas station. And these chicks are going, they talking shit walking to the bus stop. They have no idea what I make, you know. And once you make so much money, you don't really care for people to know what you just don't. You don't want you don't want everybody to know what you make, you know. But you get judged by it. You're gonna get judged. You know, if you ain't got on them Jordans, you ain't got on them $100 pair of jeans, $100 shirt or $200 shirt, you know, you'll get judged for it. If you ain't driving what's the thing now? Something with a scat pack or some shit with speakers on the outside. You got an ice cream truck speaker on the outside of your car. Make that shit make sense. And you know who it is? All y'all motherfucking Android users. Y'all do shit like
The
that.
fuck that mean? The fuck that mean?
Because,
I'm an Android
okay,
user.
let me explain.
I feel
You know
insulted.
how I know it's you know how I know it's Android users
How you figure? How you figure?
because they hook their phone to the goddamn speaker when they going through the neighborhood and they be boom, boom, boom. Then y'all so you hear
You know what?
that
So that
goddamn
means
Android Triumph.
so what you're saying is that means you're an iPhone user?
iPhone, iPad, everything.
Y'all make me
Shit that
fucking
can't
sick.
the
People
shit that
with
can't catch no
iPhones make me
viruses.
sick. People with iPhones make me fucking sick.
Hey, I'm stating the fact.
Bougie.
Next time
Bougie for no
you
reason.
beside a car,
Bougie for no
look,
goddamn reason.
next time you beside a car that's got a speaker on the outside, just listen for a little bit. You're gonna hear. I don't even know what
That's
that
extra.
is, but I guarantee
That's
you
extra
that
music.
signature. No, it ain't. I
That's
guarantee
extra
that
music.
signature to a Android phone. Somebody tell me. Send me a message. Hit us up on the Facebook page. Tell me what that sound is. Tell me what I guarantee you that's got some shit to do with an Android. Nothing else but an Android. You can
I
tell the
think
truth.
people with
I know you
Androids.
know.
I think people with Androids are down to earth people, pillars of society. You know what I'm saying?
You know what that fucking sound means. You just don't want to say it.
Oh, I don't know. I don't hook my phone up to the car.
But your
I don't hook my phone up to the
phone
car.
probably make that same chime.
No, mine don't. Mine don't. No, mine don't do that. So I
Riding
don't
through
know.
the neighborhood.
See, that ain't even me anyway.
Hold up.
Sound like a
Don't you got a charger?
what?
Don't
Huh?
you got a charger? Uh-huh.
What that mean? What that mean? No, because I don't hook my phone. My phone don't make that noise, but I don't hook my phone to the car either. I don't hook my phone to the car. I keep a Bluetooth on me, so you know what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm not. You know what? I'm not about to be in the war of Android and fucking iPhone users. I'm not going to do that. The question is, do we try to hold people accountable for how we feel
I want
about
to date a chick
things?
got an Android phone.
I think we do try to. I think we do hold people accountable. We try to.
I think we do. Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, then
But
too,
I also
with
feel
her,
like that was her opinion. That is what, you know what I'm
that's what I
saying?
was just
That's
about to
what
say. I
she,
was just about to say that.
yeah, that's her opinion. That's what, that's how she felt. So should, you know what I'm saying? Should we be in an uproar about something that was her opinion?
But why do you think that's her opinion? She won't date a bus driver unless he owns the bus. Why do you think that's her opinion? Give me what's the best example you think that's why she said? I mean,
What I'm
why
saying,
would
she
she
said
say
it.
that?
Well, she said it because that's just how she feels. I mean,
But
that's like you saying you don't pay for first dates. That's your
right,
thing.
right. But
So her
she's saying
thing
it
is,
for the
you know what I'm
reason
saying?
of the
She
income.
don't date. Yeah, well,
She's
that's
saying it
just her.
because of
You
the
gonna
income,
always
right?
run into those type of. You gonna run into those type of people.
But that's what I'm asking you, though. That's what you seeing the same thing, though, right? She's saying it for the income, which I ain't saying there's something wrong with that, but that's the reason why she said it like that, right?
Yeah, for the income.
Okay, I'm not saying anything wrong with that. What I'm saying is her point doesn't make any sense because us as men, we don't have access to our chicks' monies anyway. He wouldn't have, even if he owned a bus fleet, he wouldn't have access to her money anyway. So why is she saying, why is his income any concern of hers?
Yeah, that's one of
Because
them. You have to
yeah,
ask her.
yeah, that really doesn't make
Not for sure.
the point of it. I think don't make any sense because whether he owned one bus, he driving for a bus company or whatever, he don't have access to her money. She's a lawyer and he's a bus driver. If he makes $20,000 a year, he still gonna be expected to keep her up to whatever level. She's not gonna give him any money. We don't have access to women's money. They don't, unless they might give us a little something here and there. But the key thing you ask a woman is when the last time you bought a man something of significance, a house, a car, something of significance, something that costs you a grip, something that's going to hit you in the pockets a little bit. I'm not talking about going out buying them jeans and tennis shoes or basketball or with shit like that. I'm talking about going out and spending anything over $40,000 on. Ask most real women that, and they can tell you no, they haven't ever done that. But yet, us as men, we go out and buy women houses, and make sure they have cars to drive, and all this other stuff. Don't even think about it. Me and my lady, we ain't even married. She picked this house though, and I went and bought it. But I don't have access to any of her money. She needs something from me. I'm expected to take care of her. But me asking her for money, if things get real bad, I know I can go to her for money. Because she know I'm responsible with money. I take care of the bills and all that other stuff. Now I won't ever date anybody where I got to pay all of it. I don't necessarily need a 50-50 split, but you paying something. I'm sorry, your ass paying something. You ain't living for free. I ain't doing that shit. I ain't gonna be nobody's meal. I don't care who the fuck you is. I ain't being nobody's meal ticket. I could be rich as I could be. I still wouldn't let a woman live with me for free. No, because what happens in that situation is it doesn't mean anything to them. What y'all building doesn't mean anything at that point. Even if she's paying just one little bill around the house, when things go bad, it's gonna mean something to it. It's not gonna be a situation where she can just jump ship and she ain't feel like she invested shit in it. Y'all getting ready to lose the house. Hell, she ain't never made a house payment. Well, he losing his house. I need to find me somebody else got another house. That's why I don't. You can't live with me for free. No. We ain't doing that. You got to pick up some kind of bill somewhere. Because when the ship start to sink, I want you bailing the water too. You're gonna be sitting up there like the motherfuckers on the Titanic up there, got bands and shit playing around them. We ain't doing that. I'm gonna be drowning my ass off.
But in the end, they all drowned except for one. I think
Everybody didn't
I
drown.
can't remember.
About a good 100. A good 100. Good 100.
Yeah, some made it on the little lifeboat. I forgot on the little lifeboats
Yeah.
or whatever.
But then you got a bunch of lifeboats got away. They didn't fill them up, but a bunch of lifeboats got away. People
Yeah.
in the water boats, them drown.
No,
But I
didn't
want my
drown
lady
except for
drowning
one.
with me. We need to drown together. We ain't gonna be
Damn.
Leonardo DiCaprio and this helper on this goddamn big ass goddamn piece of wood. I think that was a door she was on. She could have slid over a little bit.
Nah.
She could have slid the fuck over. We ain't doing that.
You
Me
sound
and my
real
lady.
mad about that. You sound real mad about
I was
that.
pissed off when I was watching. I was screaming at
Why?
the TV. Grab the edge
Why?
of that ship and flip her ass off of it.
He told her to get on there. What is you talking about?
But she could
He
have pulled
told her
him
to
up
get on there.
too. She could have said, "Come on, baby, get on
That
the
shit was not
library."
gonna hold both of them up. What are you talking about?
Dog, he could have.
It's only gonna
I'm
hold
telling
one
you,
up.
it would have held both of them. It
It
was a
wasn't
whole
hold both of
fucking
them up.
door. She could have.
It's
He
a
could have got
fucking
on top
movie.
of her ass.
It was a
Body
movie.
eat.
It was a movie. It was a movie.
I was still mad about that shit. Yeah, she gonna break her
I
damn
was.
booty. She could have at least kept the body attached to the damn little thing.
That was a
She
them
sunk his ass to
problem,
the
not a
bottom of the
me
ocean.
problem. Because it was a movie.
You know what you got to do to be? You know what you got to. What you got to do to see Leonardo DiCaprio again? You got to be motherfucking Jacques Cousteau in that bitch. She sent his ass to the bottom of the ocean, and then this heifer had the end, at the end had the nerve to throw the diamond over the side. Oh my God! They should have kicked her ass off the boat. You telling you wouldn't drown that
We
bitch at
got
the end
him.
of the movie? I'm sorry, I went too
We
far. My
we got a
bad, y'all.
message. You went way too far. Way
Got a
too
little, I
far.
got a little
We got a
emotional.
message though. Yeah, I can tell. I can tell. Shed a tear. I know you did.
Yes.
Baby, if I drown, you drown, we drown,
drown
together.
together.
And if I drown, you drown, we drown.
Hell yeah. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. See there? Both of us gonna be sucking water. Seawater at that. Not water, water. When you're drowning, all you think water. So you mean to tell me
Oh,
right now,
okay.
if you start having money struggles, your lady ain't gonna help you out. Y'all ain't gonna drown together.
Of course.
Oh, see? We on the
I didn't
same
knock what
page,
you
baby.
said. I didn't knock what you said. I was just saying you got emotional about a damn movie. That's all I said. You got really emotional about a fucking movie. I mean,
Yeah, I want to drown her ass. I do.
why?
Still want to drown.
Why? What did she do? What did
She
she
let
do?
him freeze to death.
Okay. All right. Oh, she let him? That what you saying? She let him. She wasn't cold too. She wasn't cold too.
But you know what they could have did? They could have got butt naked and held themselves together. Their body heat, they would have survived. They've been all right.
Not in that water.
No, but if they was on that damn piece of wood, hey,
That was in the. She was still in the water. You forgot. Half her body was still in the water. So what are you talking about?
that shit
You
like a
got like
boogie
she
board.
got up on and sat up on the door, crisscross applesauce and shit, while he was like freezing in the water. No, she was in the goddamn water too. What are you talking about?
What was his name?
Only thing
Brother?
went in the water was her titties. Her titties was not in the water, but the rest of her body was in the water. So I don't know. You know what?
Awesome.
I don't know how
Look,
you
I
drugged me
dragged you right
into
into
your
this
shit
shit.
with this one. You drugged me right into this.
I'd have been. Hey Rose, you gotta get off the wood for a minute. I'd have dumped her ass over in the water and got me up myself warm. We'd traded back and forth. We'd have went down together. I'm sorry. And that's where I feel
How
relationships should be.
were
You
you
should
gonna
never
get
be
warm?
50-50 in a relationship. You should be 100-100. Both y'all should be full steam ahead. I would not, and I refuse. And I notice that a lot of men are overcompensating for something they know nothing about. When they say, I'm gonna pay all the bills, I pay all the bills, my household, I do all this. You actually, and hey, look up the history of it before you get mad at me. You actually, that should be an insult to most people. Because you got to look at the reason why we had to do that in the first place. And you notice, if you look at this conversation real hard, we the only ones arguing about who bring what to the table at this point. Look at all the conversations on the internet about that. I think they're like one white chick that's doing that conversation too, but the rest of us, it's just us. You know why? Because the other ones didn't have to go through the same thing we did. Our women for the longest couldn't go get their own dinner at a restaurant. They couldn't go by themselves nowhere. They couldn't go into a appliance store by themselves and purchase refrigerators. They just couldn't. They couldn't go get a bill in their name. They couldn't go get a house in their name. So who had to do it? The men. That's why your granddaddy paid all the bills. That's why your granddaddy bought your grandmama everything. She couldn't go get it herself. Not that she didn't want to, not that she was lazy, because there was vagrancy laws and stuff like that, policies in place, Jim Crow, that didn't allow her to do that. But you take that same energy and put it into society today, it makes no fucking sense for you. Economically, it makes no fucking sense for you to be doing it. It doesn't. And I know the argument. I want at home to raise the kids. Man, once your kids get 9, them fuckers start to raise themselves. The rest of the time,
That
the
was real
education system
aggressive.
raises.
That's real
Hey, I'm
aggressive.
just saying.
You ain't have to call the
True.
kids fuckers. That's not nice.
A lot of them are fuckers.
That's, you know what? Those
They
are
got
your
a whole.
views,
You talk
sir.
about me. They got a whole song saying "fuck them kids," and I'm the bad guy.
You know what? You know what? I ain't got a problem with the kids. I'm just saying.
Hey, they don't make them not fuckers though. I'm just saying.
They're not. That's,
Some
you just
kids
on
are.
got that.
Let's be
You
honest.
just on
Some
a
kids a
fucking
little
roll
assholes.
tonight.
Some
First you
kids a
going
little
after the
assholes.
Titanic chick. Now you going after kids. Talking about kids are fuckers. Really?
Kids are assholes. Some kids are assholes. I seen a kid tonight in a restaurant, and I'm sitting there eating. I'm eating my barbecue. You know what I'm saying? Man, I got my family out. It's the first time we've been out since the pandemic. You know, special night. We doing something special tonight. I'm watching this little bad little boy. He like he about 4, maybe 5, maybe. He at the dinner table got his finger all the way up his nose, and when he pulled out his treasure, he wiped it right on his mama back. Little fucking asshole. Now your mama up in this prestigious restaurant with a book on her back. You know why? You know why his mama had a book on her back?
Why?
Because
Why?
kids are fucking assholes. He could have, Mommy, give me a napkin. I got a boogie woogie. Nope. He waited till his mama was turning around talking to his daddy. He wiped that shit right on her back and looked at me like he was trying to get confirmation from me. Right there, right? Yeah, player. Yeah. Right on the back of that new dress. Check, please. Hey, look at this lady got a booger on her back and eat my barbecue. Bullshit. Baby back bullshit.
You just on a damn roll tonight. I don't know what it is.
I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff I need to get off my chest has. Just need to go. We got to stop playing these games like the truth ain't the truth. Like this chick talking about she wouldn't date a bus driver wasn't because of economics. That's all it was about, money. You know what? I said I wouldn't date an unemployed chick. When I got with my lady, guess what? She didn't have a job. I said I wouldn't date no chick that didn't have a car. Guess what? My lady didn't even have a driver's license. I had to teach her how to drive. Yeah. Hold up. Let me rephrase this. This shit sound like she real young, don't it?
Sound like you going to jail. That's what the fuck that sound like.
She real young. That shit sound like she real young right now.
Sound like you about to get that
I
call
don't
from
know
Chris
what it
Hansen.
was. She was more of a late bloomer, though. I guess you would say.
You might want to put her age out there. You might want to put her
I don't
age
know
out
if I
there. You
wanna
can
do
say her
that.
name, put her age out.
I put it like this. I'm 41, and she'll be 40 this year. Put it like
Oh, okay.
that. But all these things I said I wouldn't do, but I did it, and some things I had to teach her, and I'm happy I took that time to do that. You know, I'm very happy I took the time to do stuff like that because I'm very happy with my relationship right now. I ain't never been in a relationship, really happy, but I did have standards, so I can't talk too much shit about Miss Williams because I did have a lot of standards and a lot of things I like to throw out there. You know, I was throwing out there saying that I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that. Turn around, did the shit. And hell, I did all that shit before I know how good the cooler was. Damn. She made me eat a lot of my words. Literally, figuratively speaking.
Yeah. Who you talking about?
My lady. Your cousin. Who am I
You
talking about?
motherfucker.
But, you know, everybody's entitled to their opinion, I guess. What they say, opinions like assholes. Everybody got one. Everybody got one. Most times, don't know what shit come out of. Stands
Yeah,
true.
I never heard that end part. I only heard the beginning part.
I made that part up.
I could tell. That sounds about right. That sounds like, you know what I'm saying, fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me, can't get fooled again. That's what that shit sound like to me.
Hey.
Sounds like a whole ad lib.
I don't think I would date a person. I wouldn't deny a person my attention for their occupation. I don't think I could do that. You know, unless you a hooker. Now, if you're a hooker, I'm definitely denying that shit. I can't. And that is an occupation. I don't care what nobody say. You're making money off of it. You out here selling cooter on the corner. Same thing. Hot dogs, cooter, whatever it is. You selling something. So it's occupation. Because most men, if we could sell dick, we'd be selling it just plain out and simple. Let's be real.
Well, some do.
Yeah, some people do. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was in good shape, I would. With consent from my lady, of course. She said, If the money
You
got
know
high
what?
enough, she let me do it now.
You know what?
What?
I think at this point, the memorial sale is over. Nigga, you will be broke. I'm just saying.
Man, I don't think I'd be broke. I got this 8 and 1 centimeter. I don't think I'd be broke. I learned that 8 and 1 centimeter is well above average, so I don't feel too bad about my little 8 and 1 centimeter. You know, I knew
You will be broke.
it was right there, but I didn't know it was above average. I didn't know that. You know,
You will be broke. That's all I'm gonna say.
hey,
I was being nice by not, you know what I'm saying, coming with the jokes earlier, but then you persisted on saying stuff. So I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and make my jokes.
you know how I get. You know how much I get hit on now since I'm dropping the pounds. You know, especially when I don't get hit on. I get hit on more now. I'm gonna tell you something. I made a mistake earlier because it's not all women that mistake. Let me go ahead and rephrase that because I don't want anybody coming after me later on. It's not all women that mistake occupation and don't know how much they make. It's not all. The more experienced women, they know good hell well what your ass. Yeah, that's that Miss Shirley that comes by your job every week trying to give you shit. I just drove 45 minutes. I was in the neighborhood. I thought I'd drop you off this pot roast. In the neighborhood, 45 minutes. Miss Shirley know exactly what you make. But Miss Shirley try to get you to come by the house. You know. Jackie Ann, I packed
Where you
one
come up
too
with these
many
country ass damn names?
sandwiches.
This Jackie.
I packed one too many sandwiches today. I just wondered if you wanted one. Yeah, I got you a juice box right here, baby. She know exactly how much your ass make. Telling you, Jackie Ann had you sucking your thumb and signing your paycheck over. Don't get me started on Carly Sue.
I got nothing. I swear you just pulling names and just putting them together. Just,
That's all
you
you
know what I'm
got. That's
saying?
all the fuck they do. That's exactly how they get named. Baby, I want to call her Carly. My mom named Sue, though. I want to name her Sue. Well, I want to name her Carly. I had a friend named Carly. Well, I just named her Carly Sue. Shit. No, but put them in there. We can let them make the goddamn decision. Some people gonna call her Carly. Somebody people gonna call her Little Sue. He'll just call her Carly Sue. Let me stop. That shit fucked
Oh,
up.
okay.
We'll get some backlash for that one.
You know, you. I ain't made
We in
no
this
jokes
together, bitch.
about anybody. You will get all the backlash.
What's the country's black person? I know
I don't know.
Jimmy Lynn. That's who I know. Fucking Jimmy Lynn. And that's a chick name. I can't say her last name, but her name ain't Jimmy Lynn. Her first name is Jimmy Lynn. You got to say it together. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You say that shit all together. Goddamn Jimmy Lynn. Who made this potato salad? Goddamn Jimmy Lynn over there. Yeah, she can make pretty good potato salad.
You, like I said, you on it tonight.
Hey, I'm just saying. But y'all feel free to chime in. And don't forget to go back and listen to some of these other shows we got on all platforms. Not just one. Not just two. All of them, motherfuckers. We on all of them. They can't stop us. They cannot stop us. This show is
Why'd
like
you
Kuda
stop?
has
You was
your
on the
teeth.
roll. I say you was on the roll. Why you stop? You've been on the roll all
No,
night.
I was just saying that our show is like Kuda has your
Mhm.
teeth. You don't want us there, but you still having a good time.
You got nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
It was so fucking stupid.
Woo. Oh shit.
Y'all gonna be saying this stupid ass shit at work and get fired this week. Why? Hey, boss man, that shit like Kuda hairs in your teeth. This job is like Kuda hairs in my teeth. I don't want it there. God damn if I ain't having a good time. Get your ass up, go to HR. Oh man. But who wouldn't y'all date? Tell me. I had a chick tell me she wouldn't date me because, you know what, I wasn't gonna tell the whole part of this. I was gonna try to make it funny. But just to prove a point, I had a chick back in the day. She wouldn't date me because I played video games. I still to this day, 41 years old, I still play video games. I like video games. I play them whenever I can. But she wouldn't date me because I played video games. But she had no problem dating a friend of mine who, back in them days, he was in the streets like that. You know, robbing, shooting, doing all that good stuff. She got with this dude. He ended up getting life. God bless. Love that dude to death. Still love him to this day. He ended up getting life, and she still wants to marry this guy after he's in prison and he's never getting out. And that shit makes no sense to me. So you wouldn't marry somebody who you wouldn't be with somebody who's playing a video game, but you're willing to be with somebody who's in the streets like that, willing to kill somebody, shoot somebody, or put you at risk. Because when retaliation comes, what most people say, killing you and everybody who with you. So you're willing to take that risk, but because I'm over here playing Call of Duty, I'm the problem. Because I got one of the
That's what it
biggest
sounds like.
ranches. I got one of the biggest ranches on Farm Simulator you can ever goddamn see. I'm the problem.
I guess so.
I don't get that shit. Like, it's like one of them things that we are men and we're forced to try to be mature as fast as we can for females that are not as mature as they should. And we do it. We do it. But I told my lady, hey, she had a problem with me playing video games for a while. I told her, hey, that's not something I'm gonna stop doing. That's how I free my mind on 5 o'clock on a Saturday morning. I done worked a 70-hour shift that week. It's 5 o'clock on a Saturday morning. I got my coffee. It used to be my cigarettes before I stopped smoking. But I got my coffee and I got my control. So from 5 to about 8, video gaming it up, having a good time. You know what I'm saying? And after that, I could do my side hustle.
Hmm.
But I want to know what people are not dating these days. What are you not going to date? Like what would automatically be a no to you? Like hers was a bus driver. She just be a bus driver, not to date. Just plain out simple. Boom, boom, shot in the dark. You dead. What was yours? Be?
Who I?
Yeah.
I told you I really didn't pay attention to what type of job they had.
Mm-hmm.
So it really wouldn't be one. It wouldn't be a job that they have that I would be like, nah, I can't fuck with that.
Are you saying it? What about now, as the age you are now? If you wouldn't marry, of course.
Same thing.
Yeah, okay. I don't think I would want to date
Same
a
thing.
professional female bodybuilder. I don't think I could do it.
Why not?
Because I feel like some point in time, I'm actually going to get put in the Amazon against my will.
Oh, you going in Amazon? You feel like you would. Nah, she gonna. Nah.
I got a feeling at some point in my life, I have some shorts on that say juicy on the back, cooking potato soup. I just don't. I can't. My mind won't let me do it. I had a friend that was back in the day. Me and her we used to flirt all the time. I never did get with her, but she was absolutely gorgeous. And she started bodybuilding. And let me tell you, she don't even like the same person. And not to say she's not a pretty person anymore. I'm not saying that. It's just I can't use my imagination with her anymore. Our imaginary alone time that I have sometimes, I just can't use that no more. Because her back looked like Triple OG from Friday. She got a Terry Crews back. And I just can't imagine that like that. My mind won't let me do it. You hitting it from the back. She got more muscles in her back than you do. I still got rolls. I'm losing the weight, but I still got rolls. She got pecs. I got man titties. That ain't gonna. That just don't splash together. Like I can't see that ever working. That won't jive.
It probably won't. Probably won't. You probably right.
She would have to gain some weight or stop working out for a little bit. But hey, to each his own. She married, so her husband was like, she bigger than her husband.
Oh, okay. I don't know who you're talking about, so
nah, you
don't think I do.
This. You know her. I know you know her. And I know for a fact you know her husband, but I can't say enough on here to, because she might listen to the show. I think she done listen to a couple hours. If you listen, you know I love you. You know I love you. I still think you're gorgeous. We just can't. I don't need nobody who can manhandle me and slap my titties around. I don't need that happen to me. That's gonna mess with my self-esteem. Can't do it. Nope. I'm just now getting my self-esteem back. Or a tank top to the mailbox the other day. Felt good about it too. First time a lighter day done seen my skin in a minute.
You put this information out like we care.
I had a closed door type body.
Yeah, you put that out there like we care. Nobody cares. Only you. That's it.
Nobody cares.
No, nobody cares but you.
You trying to tell me ain't nobody on iHeartRadio, ain't nobody on Pandora, ain't nobody on Amazon Music want to see these splendid ass chest hairs. That's what you trying to tell me right now. That's all you come up with.
I read the emails all the time. They don't. They don't.
I think you
I'm
be
sorry to
throwing
be
the
the bearer of
good
bad
ones away.
news.
I think you be throwing the
Ain't
good
been, ain't
emails
been,
away, hating.
ain't gonna be no good ones. They all bad. I'm telling you.
I bet you be opening email, be like, please give Coltrane my number so I can get me a snapshot of his parted chest hair
Nah, ain't none of them
and
said
his
that.
perfectly round areolas.
They said they don't want nobody with middies. Man, we
Oh,
gotta
you
get back
see
on
this guy?
topic. You
See this
playing
guy?
too much.
Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo wee woo.
We gotta get back on topic. Cause you playing.
All right, my bad. But yeah, I can't think of no real profession like bus driver or cook, clerk. I don't know. I might. You know what? I might got one. I might have a problem with a mortician
Why? Why?
because you know they have to. I don't know. They have to touch dead people all day.
That ain't gonna do it. Okay. All right.
I don't know. I might have a problem with a mortician.
Okay.
She come home, rub you in your face. Hey, baby, you put your goddamn dead hands.
All
You
right.
telling me she come home and smell like a bombing fluid? It ain't gonna bother you a bit, huh?
No, because I have sinus problems, so I can't smell nothing no way. I'm saying you asked the question. I gave you an answer.
Oh my God. Y'all tell us some people y'all wouldn't date strictly because of their occupation. I mean, it's got to be somebody that willing to be honest, like me. I couldn't date another truck driver.
Oh, so you saying I'm not being honest? That what you're saying? Yet
Pretty much.
again, you offend me again in this show. I mean, think about it. Think about it. Think about the people that I dealt with. I never cared about where they work.
I met the dude's daughter today, about 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Met the dude's daughter.
Okay. What else? It sounds like you got something you want to say. So I mean, what else is it? What else is it?
Oh no.
You don't know what. Sit your head down
Nothing.
somewhere.
I mean,
I don't like where you going with that one. Someone's like, I don't know. Nah, ain't nothing. Nah, we ain't finna put that out there like that. I got a whole damn wife that listens to this.
Wi-Fi.
I do not need her thinking I got another kid somewhere. I don't. And that ain't got nothing to do with the topic.
I'm just bullshit. I ain't even find out that was her daughter until after I walked away from her. But yeah.
Yeah, that ain't got nothing to do with
There's
the
got to
topic.
be somebody. Oh, okay. Some people won't date cops. Not because of the money they make, because of the danger and the risk. And, you know, they might go, well, I mean, with anybody can go leave out and won't never come home again. But cops have a much, I guess, a higher risk. They won't date state troopers, cops, any kind of law enforcement. Yeah, some people won't date that. There's a big thing where people won't date what they call RNs or CNAs. They always too busy. A lot of them have relationship problems. That's just facts. Don't blame that on me this time. Go look it up before you hit 46 with all these emails talking shit about what I just said. Go look it up. But a lot of them have relationship problems because they so busy and they travel a lot.
Okay,
It's like truckers.
real quick. Initially, the show was me, Big Hood, and Queen Donatella, but there was some
Bluetooth
timing
disconnected.
things that happened.
Bluetooth connected.
So she's here, so I'm gonna bring her up.
All right.
All right.
I just want Queen Donatello, are you in here?
I am in here. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes, we can.
I'm so sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's all right. It happens.
I apologize.
So now you can lead, because this was your topic. So now you can lead us in the right direction, because Big Hood
Okay, so before we do that,
he was about to sink like the Titanic.
Oh my goodness.
Before we do that, 46, will you give her just dues? Introduce Queen Donatella, please.
All right, here we go. We got the first ever Queen of Stereo, the host of the morning show DMZ, and you will be able to see her when I see her, but hear her tomorrow in her acting debut. We ain't gotta tell
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Well, I mean, but where did y'all go with this?
I went
her.
off the
I'm
rails with this shit.
He
I
was the
ain't gonna
lead.
lie to
He
you.
went. He went first. We was the Titanic. First, he talked about the Titanic. Then he talked about the Rose should have
oh my goodness.
died and the guy should have lived. It was
He should
It
have
was a total
drowned her
train.
ass too. They
So
should have drowned her.
exactly,
I still
that's what
say
he
that. I
said.
stick by that.
I don't know what they got to do. What we
I don't know
talking
how we
about, but
got on
okay.
that, but
Oh my goodness. And now y'all talking about who you wouldn't date?
yeah, we was trying to figure out who we wouldn't date just because of occupation and why. But
Oh,
what it stems off is this Ebony Williams story. So if you know more about this Ebony Williams story, please enlighten the audience so we can get on the right track.
oh goodness. Well, I wasn't necessarily speaking of what she actually said. So what she said, and I don't know if you listened to it, Coltrane,
Mm-hmm.
when Ayala asked her would she date a bus driver, and she stated if he owned the bus, and then there was just a lot of outrage about what she said. You know, she went on a little, I don't know, PR campaign, I guess you could call it,
Right.
afterwards in different shows, kind of explaining. I don't know if y'all seen any of that, kind of
Yeah.
explaining. And it just sparked a whole nother conversation about value. So, like, my issue wasn't necessarily in what she said because it's preference, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't necessarily in what she said. It was definitely how she said it. You know, it was kind of like this disdain um,
Mm-hmm.
for what she considers, I guess, to be average. And I don't think there's anything wrong with average, but it's like making it seem like something was wrong with average. That was what my issue was. But I've seen a lot of conversation around it. And the one thing that I did notice is how emotions get very high, tempers start to kind of flare
Mm-hmm.
when people kind of have their own value system.
Okay.
And when people, some who don't agree, a lot who don't agree, tend to get upset with the person with the opposite like value system point of view, and then we want to now then like apply some type of accountability to that person for
Ah.
how we feel, and the fact that they, because how we feel like our position is right and true, and if someone else does not agree with that position or live in their life that way, where does this kind of need to come in to like make people accountable? Like, no, you need to take responsibility for how it is you make me feel for not agreeing with my position. And that's
Yeah,
like the
you see that.
reality of, oh,
You
go
see
ahead.
that
I'm
in a lot
sorry.
of things too. Like you see that in religion also.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
see it in
There,
politics also. You know, religion, politics. You see that kind of thing in a lot of different segments of life where people they don't know how to get their point across without making your point invalid.
right. Right.
And I never have got that. You know, like I can't have my own opinion. You can't have yours. Mine is got, and yours has to be wrong, or mine has to be wrong. Yours has to
Absolutely. And
be. I get
and I think that has a lot of to do, in my opinion, of these spaces and these platforms where everyone is kind of allowed to be right, like in
it.
their
Yeah.
own opinion. You can find these echo chambers of people who agree with certain opinions of yours, and it makes you seem more right in your
Yeah.
stance. Like, if the majority of the people have this opinion on the matter, then it must be, I must be right. And I don't understand why it's just not okay. This is how I think.
Right.
And even though that I don't agree with what you say in your stance, I still can respect that you have one, and that
Right.
and it's gotten so extreme now that we make it into things like law. Like you want your opinion to be so much against, even if it's going against facts,
Right.
even if it's
That
going
happens.
against facts.
That's big right now. Yeah.
You want your opinion to be law, like literally, you know.
Yeah.
And I just kind of want to explore that a little bit and kind of find out from you guys, like, why is it that you think, what do you think has happened that we as a people lack so much emotional intelligence? Because that essentially is what that is. That's the absence of emotional intelligence. And it's on like a wide scale like
Let
these
me ask you
days.
this. Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
How much of this do you actually see in real life, in public?
In public.
Yeah, in
Ah,
public. How much of this same stuff do you see two people talking about in public, or a group of people talking about in public?
you usually, so I think public has switched. When you say public, now
I'm
you
talking.
have to move. I know what you mean when you say public, like out here
Mhm.
in the world,
Face to
off of
face.
these.
Yep.
Right.
Right.
I would argue that that's not the public anymore.
And that's what I was
I would
alluding
argue
to.
that
I
that
was
hasn't been
alluding
the
to the
public for a
same
long
thing.
time.
Because you think about it, you don't see these conversations much in public or face to face because
No.
consequences are real in public,
Mm.
online and in social media spaces. There's no consequences for people anymore. You know, when you start yelling stuff out in public and something happens to you, you learn. But if you can get on
Okay.
Facebook or even on here, you know, and I'm not gonna act like I don't do some of this stuff because I'm not just saying you. If you was to speak to me in public, you probably wouldn't know who I was. I'm not in restaurants and mingling amongst people talking about Cuda. Just not doing it.
I would hope not.
But I get
I
on
would
here
hope
talking
not.
about a vagina sandwich. No problem.
And okay, and so from your point of view, you just said there's consequences for those things. So is
Yeah.
that why you do it then? If you don't conduct, if you the things that you say here, you would not say in public. What
No.
is it about here?
Oh, now
Are
I will say it
you
amongst family and friends and people who come to visit my space, like my house, my domain.
Mhm.
Yeah, we gonna talk junk. We gonna have a good time. But I can't say the stuff at work. I can't even mention my job on here.
Mm.
I can't. I gotta have some type of a barrier between my employer, and this. I wouldn't even mention my side hustle on here and try to drum up side hustle business because this is not who I am when I'm dealing with people in my side business. I'm just not that
Oh.
person. I'm a whole different person. I am who I got to be to make my money. So when it comes to like we're saying consequences, yeah, I would never get out on my 9 to 5, you would say, my regular job and start spouting off like I spout off on here. I would not do it. Just that's not
I
me.
hope not.
Like I said, you wouldn't recognize me. Most people wouldn't recognize me. I've heard people talking about this show right in front of me, and they didn't even know it was me that was hosting the show.
Mm.
That's done happened to me twice.
They didn't recognize your voice?
No, nobody recognized my voice because when I'm saying stuff like, yes, ma'am, I'm here on behalf of such and such to deliver such and such from such and such. Yes, ma'am. Oh, I got the truck right outside. Thank you. You say Doc 14? Doc 14 it is. Thank you. No, they don't recognize me at all.
Mm.
People
Somebody gonna
usually don't.
recognize the tail one day.
Mm.
Somebody gonna recognize the tail one day.
But
No,
hopefully by then I'm making enough money off this, I won't care. But while my family is fed through other means, then I'll keep that plausible deniability between this persona and my professional persona.
You know,
Because
people finding out things these days, though. When you get mad at somebody's opinion, they doing that too, though.
yeah,
They finding you and
yeah, they
finding who you
can.
are.
Yeah.
There's
As long
yeah,
as they
yeah.
can't prove it. As long as they can't prove it, it doesn't matter.
Mm.
They can't
Do
prove it.
you
It
think?
doesn't
What do you
matter.
think about people going to that extreme though?
I think that is a
Like
waste
what?
of time. I don't get if you ain't getting paid to go hunt somebody down for their opinion, you are a waste of space. You're wasting time. It doesn't matter. My my thought on other people's opinions. Everybody got one, so why should I care about it? Your opinion doesn't make my opinion wrong. And you know what? Through other people's opinion, whether you like it or not, a lot of times you learn shit.
Yeah, that's when you're able to have actual dialogue and actually able to use some emotional intelligence, understanding how you feel about something, so that you
Right.
are open enough to listen to somebody else's perspective without trying to like impress upon them so much your own, right?
Right.
I'm just trying to figure out like when did we lose that, or does anybody like? Do you think that technology? You said that because there's no consequences. And so you think that that plays a role in people not having or lacking emotional intelligence. And then there's one more thing. Oh my God. It was just on the tip of my tongue. Oh, you said somebody else's opinion, why should you care? Right.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
typically I would agree with that, right? Like why should you
Mm-hmm.
care about somebody else's opinion? It's just their own.
Mm-hmm.
Except for that these echo chambers are growing so much louder that again, people's opinions that okay, for instance, they think that uh abortion one way or another, is murder or killing.
Mm-hmm.
And people's opinions have crossed over such that it's stripping people's rights and things away. And this is
Mm-hmm.
why I do care, because people are making like these not even factually based or anything, just strictly based off of emotion. People are having the ability to change other people's lives through just
Okay.
because of their opinion. So like that's why like I guess it is important and to kind of even speak on emotional intelligence so that people can maybe recognize even what that is,
Mm-hmm.
and know
I
if
get it.
they have that or not and how to obtain it because this can continue to get even more dangerous. Not even just like the changing of laws and stuff. Like I said, people get so up in a tizzy about their opinion, and it's just strictly their opinion. In your
Mm-hmm.
experience, we all having this human experience, and your experience,
Right.
and
Right.
it pains you so much that somebody else has a differing opinion of yours. That you can gather together a mob of people who have the same opinion as you and really do some damage to other people, doxing and all of that. It just goes very, very far.
But when you're talking about that, when you're talking about the damage it can cause, and, the hurt it can cause, or the changing of laws and stuff like that, once you get to the point of legislation, is it still a opinion thing, or is it a democratic process that changes these things? Because if you're looking at it from a certain opinion, like so, like you say, just for example purpose, you say maybe you might say I'm not against abortion, and I might say I'm against abortion.
Mm.
Where if you stay to yourself all day and you're keeping that opinion and you're dwelling on that opinion, and I get out and get my church congregation, I get the people at my job, I get the people at my kids' school, I get all these other people to join in and say the same thing I'm saying, and we go and get this law passed. At that point, is it still viewed as a thing of your opinion beat my opinion and changed the way the law went because your opinion is, you're more on your opinion, or did I put in the lead work and get the law changed? And that's
I don't
just
understand what you're saying
because at that point
because
it's not an emotional thing at all because
it definitely
it's
is. It definitely
it's
is.
an
So you got a bunch of people who feel
mm-hmm,
very strongly about it and figured out
right,
like, oh, we can get this changed to go our way, even though I
right.
simply don't have to get an abortion if I don't believe in abortion. I
That is
can
true.
get a woman who doesn't believe in abortion if I don't believe in abortion. To try to get
It's true.
together a bunch of people so that you can go now decide what somebody else can do.
It's true. Yeah,
that
yeah.
is something else, and
It's
that is why
crazy.
it is
It's.
dangerous.
I get it. I get it. It's crazy. It's out there. But at the end of the day, if you go out and do the same thing as they're doing, if you get the same amount of people or more to agree with what you're saying, and then you go and fight against that law, that's kind of it's like a battle. It's more of a battle instead of an emotional thing. Your emotion has nothing to do with that at that point. Only thing that emotion has is your opinion. But you just gave that opinion to these other people so they can go do your bidding. So at that point, it's a democratic process to make this vote. Yeah, it's going to infringe on other people's rights too, and I don't agree with it. It is what it is. It's been like that. It's been the law of the land for a long time. So I'm just saying, is it more of an emotional thing at that point when you get down to the brass tacks of it, or is it I'm going out and I'm gonna find more people that agree with me than you do, and you're gonna stay at home and maybe
So
tell
I don't
a
think that
couple of people.
I don't think the
I'm
emotion
just using
goes
for
anywhere.
example.
It does. It no. I understand what you're saying, and I understand it's an example. But no, like it's sparked by emotion. So when you have the base of something, the foundation of something, just because you build on top of that something else does not take away the base of it, like the root of it. That emotion doesn't go anywhere. That's what fueled it in the first place, and that's what continues to fuel it. Because when you get more people with that same emotion based
Mm-hmm.
logic, it's going to continue to grow and fuel that. So the emotion doesn't go anywhere because it has to be, to me, my opinion, it has to be emotion up and all through that to even go that far. And the opposition of somebody who like, well, if you go get more people, you just go get more people who feel the same way, then you can, do this. Well, we've learned that not to be true, right? In the democratic process, as you call it, where people have more people vote for them overall,
Mm-hmm.
okay, but
Mm-hmm.
do not win the
Yeah,
presidency
seen that a
or
couple of
something
times.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you're right.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not in this case majority rules. It's what do you have the right person on
Mm-hmm.
your side to make
Yeah,
things kind of
yeah,
move.
yeah.
That's kind of
Oh
what it
yeah,
comes down to.
one of those
And
who you
again,
know, not
I'm
what
gonna
you know.
keep right, and I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
standing on. This is why it's dangerous because we can do a lot of things based off of our emotions to infringe that upon other people for no
Mm-hmm.
reason. And I don't know. It's
Right.
just like this air of entitlement, that well, I have the freedom to have this speech and I have the freedom to do what I want. And you do. You have the right to do what you
Mm-hmm.
say, to do what you want. What you don't have the right to do, though, is tell me that I'm a bad person because I don't. If what I'm doing with my life and how I feel is not affecting you, for instance, my dating life and who I
Mm-hmm.
choose to date and how I choose to date them, what I see is right for my life, you can have an opinion on that. But where does all this fucking emotion come from that you now feel like you have to get me to change how I feel
I never
about
have
what
got
I
that.
feel like is right for my life?
Yeah, I never have got that ever. I always said that you got one life to live, and you'll be a goddamn fool not to live it the way you want to live it. That's just my motto forever.
For sure.
So whatever you think you need to do is what you need to do. And I don't see
Right.
me ever trying to tell somebody else what to do with their time on this planet. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't click in my head for some. I'm never gonna be that person trying to tell somebody what else to do with their body. You know, uh, I think crack should be legal. I think all drugs should be legal. And it's funny to say it that way, but it's their choice. It's your choice what you want to do, and I don't have the right to tell you what you can and can't do. Now, as a friend or colleague or whatever we are at the time in that space in our life, yeah, I consider myself to be a friend. So if 46 come to me and say, "Yeah, this crystal meth something else," bitch, we having a talk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that sounds like something he would say.
Don't be connecting me no goddamn crystal milk. What you talking about?
You took that shit way too far. That was way too
And like
fucking far.
it
I
sounded like
mean,
you ran back in the room just to say that.
nah, I came down.
Right.
Nah, I had to come. Nah, I had to come downstairs. I had to come downstairs
Uh,
because now my wife just got back. She went to go see the Little Mermaid and
okay,
with our nieces and stuff. So
okay.
yeah.
But yeah, it's
Mhm.
I feel like I'm obligated to say something to my friends. I've lost friends like that. I feel like I'm obligated. Hey, look here, man. That might not be the right thing to do. That might not be the move. And I feel like they do the same thing for me. But trying to infringe on what they do because I believe their moral standpoint on it is mine is superior to theirs. No, I ain't got time for that. That's the argument it just makes no sense to me, and I'll never have.
Yeah. And it's hard to be able to dive into these conversations. Um, because again, it's like people get so upset. I've even seen it on here. People just get so upset that you don't
You,
agree with them. Like I've even had somebody tell me one time, like, you don't understand me. Because if you did understand me, you wouldn't be responding like that. Like what? Like
that makes no sense.
um right, because unless you're speaking something to me that is factual, right? And people do
Mm-hmm.
this all the time. They choose to ignore the facts,
Yeah,
right? That's the
yeah,
difference between a debate and a dialogue, right?
right,
Facts and opinions. And
right.
unless it's that type of situation, I might say like, nah, you could not possibly understand what I'm saying. Like these are facts, actual factual what I'm saying to
Right.
you. And you're just kind of choosing to say, nah, that ain't it when it is. It's not a debate. But if this is just your opinion and just how you feel about something, yeah, I do understand. And it's not about understanding. People don't want you to understand them. They
Mm-hmm.
want you to agree
Agree with them.
with
Yeah.
them. It has nothing
Mm-hmm.
to do with understanding. I understand you perfectly fine. I just do not
Do you
agree with that.
do you ever notice a breakdown in communication with, I guess, the age of people who are more on social media and stuff, the breakdown in communication, even on here when you have people have other shows, or you look at some of these podcasts that are they're actually blogs, but they call them podcasts where they actually got the video going and they talking back and forth. You ever notice that
Hmm.
conversation is more of a conversational breakdown than anything, like a communications problem? You have people get loud. You get people they start standing up. They start clapping their hands when they talking, trying to make a point.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
We was raised years ago. When we was raised, I think we learned this around the age of 12. My grandfather. If you can't make your point without getting loud, like you either don't have the vocabulary to do it, or you're not standing on anything you actually believe in. Because a lot of people
Believe
get
in,
loud.
man.
A lot of people get loud and they in each other's faces, and those times, even if I know I'm right, I won't even have that conversation with the person. I'll just
Man,
stop talking. I just stop
I'm
talking.
telling you.
I mean,
So I won't necessarily say the loud part because I'm a loud person and I get
mhm,
passionate, like period, when I talk. So it's not necessarily the loudness for me, but the
mhm,
fierce defensiveness for
mhm.
me. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. Like I feel the same way. Like, oh, you are wavering in your
Yeah,
opinion. And you want to believe though so much in your opinion. And when you hear me saying what I'm saying, something in what I'm saying
it's
is
triggering
hitting.
something. Yep.
Like it's
Hmm.
hitting.
Yep.
It's hitting
Yep.
that uncertain part of your opinion that you have. And you don't like that. So you start to really try to defend your shit even more. And so I do agree with that. And I tell people all the time, like, I'm not into explaining a lot, especially if I felt like I've broken it down and it's okay, this is how I feel about it. And if I felt like you have not said anything to move me off of my position, I'm open. I'm
And
open
they should
to learn.
they shouldn't
But
try. I mean, unless they have something to teach you in that situation.
right,
But you know what?
right.
I'm learning that a lot of people, they don't even care if they're wrong. They just want to be right in the conversation at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they're
Mm-hmm.
dead wrong, they can be dead factually wrong in that moment. They don't want to be wrong. They want to prove you wrong.
It's gonna be,
Even if you
yeah.
bring it up, we got cell phones and stuff now. Like arguing is a old. It should be almost a thing of the past, because you can say, "Hey Google, what is such and such and such," and it's gonna give you back your answer. Or if you don't like that, you can look it up right there in front of you. You can do the research right together. So arguing about something now, especially when it's something that's been proven factual, it's just it just don't compute with me anymore. That's why a lot of times I stay even when I'm arguing with somebody, I stay monotone. And I think that drives people more nuts than anything, because I don't get loud, I don't bark, and I'm a big guy. So, and I'm just looking at them like, yeah. They're like, the grass is green as shit outside. I'm like, no, it's orange. I mean, you ain't see that orange ass grass when you came in here?
And see them get very upset for nothing though, because you know the fucking grass ain't orange.
Yeah.
So you wanna,
It's like it's like that old
hey,
proverb said. It says, they still want to
hey,
argue.
I'm like it. If that man was right, you don't want to argue with no fool. If a man want to think of some grass that's orange, I'm gonna let him. It ain't affecting my day. I know it's green.
Exactly.
It's not affecting my day. But let me tell you how I feel about technology, though. Okay, you said It's so interesting that you said that, because I was talking to my son about this, because I was on the other day, just real quick, like promoting the show that I'm going to be on, and
go ahead and do it. Put it out
there. Oh, I can do it at the end of the show. That's okay.
Be modest. Throw it out there.
I do it at the end.
Okay.
But it was like I was trying to do something and it put it on there already for me. And I'm like, hey, I don't want that. Like, if I wanted that, I would get that. And so I think that we live in a world right now where things are so easy for us. Everything's at your fingertips and you don't really have to think about anything. But as far as like finding information out on Google, the information is there, right? I would say that the information is there, right? But you can also, we Googling at the same time. I'm saying it's A, you saying it's B. We can Google. I'm gonna find a lot of shit that says A. You're gonna find a lot of shit that says B, right? And to me, therein lies the problem with some of this technology as far as the quote unquote information age, right? It allows you to be able to ignore the information, because in real time, ignore the facts, right? Because in real time, I can go find 100 fucking things that says that I am right, even though it's not a fact. You used to have to go out and search for the fucking information, right? And only things that was factual was allowed to be placed in the places where you go find information. Now,
well, actually,
it seems that go ahead.
Actually,
Not only, I'm dealing with.
to be interpreted too, because a lot.
That's what I'm saying. Let me not deal with only. Let me not deal with only.
Yeah.
Right. My bad.
A lot of that shit wasn't true either.
A lot of it's not this and that, and that's true. But people would usually have so much more respect for the truth and facts. So much more respect, right? Ain't nothing 100%, ain't nothing fucking absolute. Okay.
Right.
But so much more respect that they wanted the truth and the facts out there. Right. So my whole point is you have to go and search for it. You appreciate the information more. You can find shit at your fingertips to make you loud and wrong these days in an instant.
It's true.
It don't matter to people.
But
it doesn't matter. The truth is more buried now.
I wonder why is it so that like you said, that people are passionate to the point of violence a lot of the time. Like what drives you to be passionate of making somebody else wanting them to see it your way so bad that you got to get violent, or you got to
I think our brains is turning to mush. I think our brains is turning to mush. I really fucking do. I really do. Your brain is a muscle. You got to work that thing out. You have so
Mm-hmm.
many different degenerative processes that can go on and happen with the brain. And I do feel like when you are not firing certain neurons and things like that, because the technology has made it so that you don't have to, those neurons ain't firing, you know. And I do think that it is the lack of health, the lack of brain health. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean that genuinely. Like the lack of brain health. We do not work that out, work our brains
Yeah.
out, and call
Yeah.
and challenge ourselves to think more. Um, and you just have all this willful ignorance. The brains is turning to fucking mush.
Mm.
And probably allowing we're using more of those emotional receptors and things like that, right? And it's
Right.
kind of heightened. I think we just kind of are staying in certain mode these days. And now I'm not a scientist, right? I am a nurse.
Get it?
Like
Okay.
you were saying on here before, don't nobody want to date no nurses because we busy. And what else did you say?
Y'all
You
What the
said
busy as
fuck?
something
hell.
else.
You
Y'all
did say
busy as
something about
hell.
just about nurses?
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
you
did?
hear what I
that's
was
what
about
you said
Tyrese?
right before I came up here.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Now I ain't saying nobody didn't want to date them. I said they have relationship problems a lot of the time.
Relationship problems. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I ain't saying nobody want to date them. I don't date some nurses. I know what y'all bodies be looking like. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do nurses'
Why you
bodies
make
Big
be
ass
things
looking
sound so creepy? Why you make things
nurse
sound so
like?
bodies.
creepy? You
Nurse
started off
bodies.
pretty good, but your ending sounded real
When I be
creepy.
going to
Right,
get
I
my
know why
DOT
y'all body looks so
exam,
like that. Like what?
when I go get my DOT exam, mm-hmm, I shave up and
What?
everything. I scorch the earth in that area. You got to see all this ain't
Oh
1 centimeter.
my God, that
I
is
don't know how I got
terrible.
so
How
much.
can you take a serious topic like this and divert it to your perversion?
My
Really?
bad,
This is
man.
what you do?
I realized
This is what you
I
do?
flipped that switch. You flip the
That's
switch and it
terrible.
happens.
You flip that switch, didn't you? Nah, it only
Flip
happens
switch
with
and
you.
it happens.
With
So we
you.
got 3 of them down
With
there,
you.
46.
Yeah, we
You want
had
to
three
take
of them
care of
for
the
a
three?
minute. We had three of them for a minute, but like I said, I like the way the conversation was going. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
felt
yeah.
like, it was no need at that point. But yeah, like I feel like we need to go and play messages now.
All right, let's do that.
We really could have played them right before you said something about the 8-1, but I'm gonna let it slide today.
Yeah, I
Mm.
mean,
Good evening, Mr. 46,
Hi,
Coltrane,
Diamond.
Queen. How are you, Donatella? Dr.
Hey,
Diamond P just
Diamond.
saying hello, salute to y'all. And hello, everyone in the bottom here with me. Good evening.
hey now.
Appreciate you.
Hey now.
Good evening. Why you got that? Whose soundboard is that with that sorry clapping?
Big
Hey.
hood.
We gon'
Big
That is
we're
a
hood.
not gonna
sorry
do this
clap.
club
You
outside.
couldn't find a better applause than that.
Yeah, but
That
the
is
other
a
one
No,
lasts so
sorry.
because
damn
his
long.
no,
The other
because
one lasts
his
so long.
no, no, because his the clap is weak, but it all the other shit that he be playing, that should be loud as hell. All the perverted shit. So that's why he
Uh,
goes
right.
down.
Their
Yeah.
clap sound like they got two people clapping
That's
on
it.
there.
My
That's it.
my
That's it.
clap is now I could have just went with the I just didn't want
Oh my
to.
goodness.
It ain't that kind of atmosphere right now. I was waiting on
Well,
one
Oh,
you
of
could
y'all,
have
but
you could have did a hey now.
y'all had to say something.
You could have did a hey
I
now.
just when every
That'd been
time
some
you do that
success.
applause, I just be like, oh, that just oh my
Next time I
God.
hit the applause, I'm gonna hit the other applause button, and we're gonna be sitting here for 30 minutes waiting for that shit to go away. It's long as shit. That's why I hate hitting that shit.
Is it
And then
more than
sometimes when
it
I
ain't gotta
hit
be
it,
long. It can't be more than two
I
people
can't.
clapping.
Once it start,
You
it
know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Let's get this out the way.
Like,
Yep. Somebody back here clapping.
no, that still just sound like a few people in the room.
It sound like five. Now it sound like five people. Sound like five
Y'all gonna
people, and
stop hating
then
on my
one just showed
soundboard.
up.
Right,
It sound like
right. Like,
five
how did I
people
make
and
it?
one
I
showed
think
up
I
late.
missed it. Great.
I
I'm
think I
glad I
missed it.
missed
Oh
it.
man, damn,
They sound
damn.
like they glad they missed it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, y'all gonna stop
Oh
talking
my.
about soundboard. This gonna stop. Play
That
the
high
nigga
power
back.
soundboard you got. We got another message.
I am
What is
bewildered right
it?
now.
Donatella, Coltrane, Big Daddy, what it do? I see you, Bunny
Oh, Lisa.
J, Dr. Diamond P. How you all doing down here? And the listeners, holding people accountable for how we feel about things. That's an interesting question, and it's worded quite interestingly as well. So I'm gonna listen. So what's up?
I think our audience sound like they about to bust into a freestyle, right? Everybody who's reading these names sound like about to bust into fry us up in a
What?
freestyle. That's what it sounds like.
What?
Y'all don't think so?
Hey,
No.
no.
No, that's just you.
How does one sound
I
before
thought
they
we was
jump into a
How does
freestyle?
that exactly?
46 is in the building and about to get
Don't do that.
bombed
That don't
off.
sound like a
Don't be
freestyle.
trying
Whoa.
to.
Don't do that. Don't do that
Oh,
shit.
wow. Don't do that.
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
They about to,
46 is
they
in the
about to get
Whoa.
real.
building.
Whoa. Don't
That's
do
what it
that.
sounds like. It just sounds that way. I'll be like, oh, they finna roast our ass up real fast.
No, they don't roast
We
your
got one
ass
more.
up. Not us.
No.
Y'all stop this with me tonight. I think this is happening.
Everybody's gonna be imposing their beliefs on one another because you're trying to get a law passed based on your opinion on how you feel about something, finding other people who have similar views, make a law and impose those views onto other people. So much for the land of the free, but it's also vice versa. So,
What do you think about that, though?
I mean, I agree with her. She was just kind of stating something mostly, but I do agree with the statement. I mean, she just recognizing what I was saying about it all comes from emotion, and I think that what should happen is when we are living as a society, right? And it should be a common goal of society that everybody gets to live their life, right? And you're making laws and things that have to do with the betterment of people. If everybody wants to just punish each other, and it's like, what can we do to punch down on this group of people because they feel like this? It has nothing to
Yeah.
do with bettering the collective, and I don't know
Right.
how do we move toward. Well, I know my opinion on how I move towards certain
And
things.
that's
You
what I was
don't.
going to get to next. What is the
Mhm.
solution? That's what I was about to get to next. What is the solution of this whole thing?
I don't
Like,
think that there's any. I don't think there is. I don't think there is any one solution, but I do
mhm,
think that finding moments to educate people rather than condemn people is kind of where it starts. And I
okay.
think that everybody should have a lesson in emotional intelligence because, again, I don't think that some people even know what that is to know that
Mhm.
if they are practicing that or not. Because sometimes it's not about, like, ignorance is not the bad thing. Ignorance is not the problem. Willful ignorance is the problem, right?
Okay.
Knowing
Right.
that there's information and just refusing to absorb, obtain, or seek out the information. You're okay. Because ignorance just means not knowing, right? And
I like
so,
it my way type people.
I'm sorry. Did you say?
I like it. Those people who say stuff like, "Yeah, I know, but I like it my way," even though they know the facts, they just go, "Yeah, I know that, but I like it my way." Those type
Right.
people,
And I'm
right?
gonna keep on feeling like this, right?
Right. Even
That's
though you know the
that's
facts.
willfulness is the problem, right?
Right.
But some people really just don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And again, if we meet each other sometimes in these conversations with some type of understanding and willing to try to educate people rather than just condemn people, I think for me, at the very base, like that's where we can start. But the only way to do that is first knowing yourself, how you feel about something. And I didn't even know what
Okay.
emotional intelligence was until I started going to school to become a nurse.
Okay.
And that's where I was taught, you know, as far as what it is, because as a nurse, you have to practice emotional intelligence all the time. And I give you an
Okay.
example. When I did
I was
work
gonna say
in ICU, or even now what I do, I'm a hospice nurse now, but I have to care for people. right? That's my job. And don't have
Okay.
nothing to do with the person did, what type of person that person is. My job is to care for human beings.
Swastikas
Okay,
and
it
all.
didn't say all the good human beings, all the human beings that ain't never done nothing wrong, just human beings. So if I have a person, when I was working in ICU and we did codes there, okay, which is CPR, right? And it's not the CPR that you see on television, like real fucking CPR. And say they bring this person in because somebody shot him because he was caught in his car with raping a 6-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know how I feel about a person like that
Right.
and what I feel like a person like that deserves, right?
Yep.
And I have to drop that at the door and still try to save this person's life regardless.
Because you got to do your job.
Because I have to do my job. I took an oath, right? It's not even just about my job, right? I took an oath to do no harm, right, to anyone.
Right.
And to do my best of my ability, right? To save people where I can. And I have to let that go. I have to let that go at the door and still go in there and do everything that we're supposed to do for this person, right? So
Mm-hmm.
emotional intelligence is me not sabotaging, right? Me doing what I'm supposed to be doing, even though I feel this way. I cannot take my feeling and impress it upon this person. That ain't my job. His
Okay.
punishment is not my job. Whatever his consequences is not my job. It's not at that time in that room, when we're trying to save his life. That's not what I regardless of how I feel.
Okay.
And that's something, that's on a larger scale. People these days, like they be on bullshit just about the simplest of things. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
But so like that's what I'm saying. I think it just kind of starts there. Just knowing who you are and how you feel about something. I think we
So
can better help each other.
a person like me, I'm
Mm-hmm.
one of them type people when I believe something, feel like me and you have an argument. Like I said earlier, the grass is green or the grass is orange. I seen it when I came in.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to almost master my emotions in an argument or in a conversation. And a lot of times I find that drives people more crazy than anything. Like, because I'm not arguing, because I'm not up in arms, because I'm not got my chest poked all out, and I'm just speaking from a normal tone. That usually drives the conversation in the wrong direction. It usually get things more tense than anything. But I've seen two people arguing about the same thing, and they both saying the same thing. They can be up in each other's face. I mean, just like monsters in each other's face. But they saying the same thing. They just don't realize it because both of them are trying to be right. So my question is, when you speak of emotional intelligence, when does the emotional restraint come in? Where does that come in? When do we learn to control all that all together, kind of regroup, and try to ease our point across? It doesn't have to be. We don't have to be. We don't have to be arguing about something to have intelligent conversations. The best conversations I've ever had have been in monotone. A group of people sitting around, maybe have some cognac or something. We discuss the topic, and it's just flowing. I love those type of conversations. There's nobody's getting about their chair. Nobody, because you can usually tell when the conversation's about to go awry. All the profanity starts to fly. Because at that point, people start to lose their train of thought. So the only thing they can divert back to is pushing the conversation with that profanity. We go, "Mom, you don't know what you're talking about," just that, and get louder and louder and louder, trying to regroup themselves. But instead of just sitting there quietly for a minute, listen to what everybody else got to say, then putting out what you got. If it don't stick, sit there for another couple of minutes, put it out. Why isn't that being pushed more than anything? Because I find most of the time you can have two people talking about the same thing, like I said, but nobody knows what each other's talking about because they're too busy being loud.
Well, I think first you got to ask yourself if you're open to receiving a message from somebody, because these days people listen to respond rather than listen to understand. And
True that.
as far as restraint of emotion, that's a little tricky bag to me, because I'm a person that believes in using emotion, not suppressing it, right? Um, So when you say like restrain, I always go back to suppress. And I don't think that you should necessarily suppress the emotion. I feel like you need to know how to move in the emotion, right? Like it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't necessarily have to be yelling and things like that. But I think that there's power like in words and things. But I think that
That's
power
true.
comes from the emotion behind the words. So for me, it's like, how do you transform that energy into something more useful rather than, trying to push it down? Use it in a way that is, conducive to you and the conversation and getting your message across. So I think people need to know how to actually feel the emotion because you don't know how to use it if you don't allow yourself to feel it fully.
But
Um,
feeling it and displaying it are two different things.
mhm.
I think. If you got to display it every time you feel it, that's a problem.
I
That is
don't
a
agree.
serious problem
I don't agree. And I
because
noticed that when
in
people say emotion, like, what emotion are you talking about? Because there are so many different
any
emotions.
emotion, any emotion,
So,
happiness, because like if you're in a business deal with somebody,
uh huh.
displaying happiness can also cost you. Displaying anger can cost you. So any kind of emotion being displayed in a lot of business transactions or relationships, this stuff can cost you. So if you don't have control over that, if I say for instance I'm in a business deal with somebody and their number is, let's just give it a round number. Their number is 50,000, and my head is telling me it's worth 20. So if I can get 30, I'm happy. So when he says, "I'll give you 29," and I smile, he's not gonna go much over 30 at that point. So no, I'm gonna keep the same stone face, and I'm gonna still try to run him up in the business.
Okay.
So
But,
if you can't
okay.
learn to control your emotion, and when I say control it, display it, whatever, verbalize it, whatever. If you can't learn to control that, then I think that's where the problem really starts. Because if me and you having a conversation and you waving your hand in my face, it may not mean anything to you, but to me, I might perceive it as a threat. So the whole time you talking, I'm not even listening to you. I'm watching your hand. I'm trying to see what your body motion is gonna be, what your next step gonna be. You can be telling me, "Hey man, you trying to tell me something good," but I'm still watching that hand. You waving, keep coming close. Somebody come up to you you don't even know, and you're in a dark spot or whatever. And the first thing they do is stick their hands in their pocket, and they start talking real loud. They can be telling you they love you and they're a fan of yours. You ain't gonna hear none of that. You wonder why they coming up on you so fast and they got the hand in their pocket. So if you can't learn to control your emotion when displaying it or whatever, I think that's where the problem starts a lot. You know.
Yeah, I still the notion of controlling an emotion, that notion is still, I just don't, yeah, I can't agree with that all the way. I still feel like it's
Mm-hmm.
about knowing how you feel about it. Like you have to feel that
Mm-hmm.
emotions just come up. You don't control them. Like they just happen. And I think that you have to even recognize a person who doesn't recognize the emotion. Yes, they can definitely get out of control because they don't even recognize that this is the emotion that they're having, right? Or because they don't allow
Right. Right.
themselves to maybe even kind of feel that. But I do think that it is contextual too. Like you have to, or situational rather. Okay, depending on what the situation is, because everybody doesn't display the same emotion in the same way. You're saying like getting, you waving your hand around and stuff like that or whatever. That has to do with like, I guess, self control. Like, I guess what I'm saying is if I recognize like, okay, Donatella, this is making you angry. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And it's
Mm-hmm.
not that I control my anger, but I recognize that I am angry and then have some control over myself. It doesn't mean that the level of anger has gone down, right? So like when I hear control, it's not like emotions are these switches that you can turn them up and down and kind of, okay, I'm this amount of mad, let me try to bring it down to this amount of mad, because for me it's not that simple. It's not that simple for me to, if I'm up here, to come all the way down here. Now, what it is, I'm not going to say simple to do, but now what I do try to do is recognize that I am there so that I can control how my behavior, but the
Yeah.
emotion is still very much there. It's
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
I'm still very much on 10. So, I mean, I get what you're saying. I guess, I might be playing a little bit of semantics right now, as far as saying whether or not that is controlling your emotions. If controlling your emotions and controlling your behavior, are they synonymous?
Right.
I guess,
Not
and
really.
I guess I
I don't
just,
think so. But
yeah, I don't really view
I
them
can
as
see it
like
both ways,
synonymous.
but no, not really.
Yeah.
I think
So
you
for
can be
me, I guess
mad.
my
I
answer
think
to
you
that
can
is just
feel
it's more
mad
about
without.
controlling your behavior, or it's
Yeah.
more about recognizing that you, because there's a healthy way to display anger, right? So, but I have to first recognize that I am angry, okay? And how do I want to proceed forth with that? I'm angry. How can I do this get this out in a healthy way through my behavior?
Okay.
So that's where I stand with it.
Now I really want an example for that. Like if you're mad, if you're on 10, you ready to boot to ass. You are
Oh,
there. You at that point.
okay.
The prime example is a lot of people don't realize how uh, much emotional control road rage can take over. You ever had somebody road rage take over you? I don't know if people don't have anybody in the audience that have road rage take over you. And then 5 miles down the highway, you ain't even thinking about that anymore. But in that moment, if you was face to face with that person, it would nothing gonna keep you from bodying them.
Well,
So in when you on that level, in that adrenaline, what do you as a person? And I'll explain the same. What do you as a person? What is the first thing you think of when you think of your maddest moment you ever had face to face with a person? How did you practice what you just said? How did you practice?
Um, so it took a lot of times of me not practicing that and not being able to practice that, and the
Ah,
shit that comes from that, understanding like it's not conducive to
mm-hmm,
what the fuck I would like to do and how I want to proceed forward. And I can give you an example, but I don't have a maddest time. I get mad, like period, And
mm-hmm.
it's been a lot of times that I've been extremely upset in situations that I have been extremely upset. Where people may even look at you like, "Oh, you didn't do anything," but that's me practicing what I need to practice so that it doesn't go any further and possibly ruin my life. And a
Right.
situation happened where I get a gut feeling. So I go to this nigga house, right? I go
Mm-hmm,
over to his house, do me a pop up. It's, fine shit with the pop up. And I was
mm-hmm,
right, But now when I got there, it wasn't like the chick was there. She wasn't even there. Me and him are standing there talking, and of course, he's acting annoyed, and then all of a sudden, the door just pop open. She come inside the house. She come inside and talks, "Oh, you don't see me talking. You don't see me calling you, right?" So I look at
mm,
her. I'm looking at him. I'm like, "Damn, nigga, really? Like, really? You feel me?"
mm-hmm,
And then she going
mm-hmm.
on. She left. She going on or whatever. Now in that situation, I'm very upset. I'm
What
very
did you want
upset.
to do
Like,
in that moment? What did you want to do? Because I'm gonna get into
I
it.
mean, in
I'm gonna
that
let it go to you.
moment, this is after I've grown, right? In that
Yeah.
moment, I I didn't want to. In the past, I might have wanted to do something violent.
Right. Right.
Okay,
Right. I get it. Yeah.
that's the typical, thing. But in that moment, I wanted to get some understanding and some clarity. Yes, I see what's kind of going on here, right? So I would at least
Right.
want an explanation, and I'm not going to get one by going off and trying to fight,
Right.
and you know what I'm saying? Any of that, right? I'm not finna
Mm-hmm.
get. So I guess you have to ask yourself, what is it it's not necessarily always about what you want to do. What is it that you want to do? And what is it that you want to achieve? Because them is often what we want to do has nothing to do with what we want to achieve. Because in the end, you want some instant gratification in that
Mm-hmm.
moment. But I'm always looking for the long run these days. And you know, how I can grow. What can I learn from this situation? Yeah, I could be hurt. That's there. You know what I'm saying? Like even me
Right,
trying to
right.
learn from the situation, the hurt ain't going nowhere. That shit is there.
No.
But in that moment, what I did do was I wanted to know what caused this. And I know this is an unpopular opinion, right? Because motherfuckers say it is not no excuse, but there's always a reason. And
That
a
is true.
reason is not an excuse, but there's always a reason.
I get it. Yeah, that's true.
And I wanted to know, like, what was the reason? Because I want to know what about your experience with me
Mhm.
caused you to do this. That does not mean that I'm excusing it. That does not mean that, you know, I agree with it. All it means is that I understand that there's another person in this experience besides me, and
Right.
I want to meet it with understanding, not dismissiveness, not condoning, but some type of understanding. And in that moment, he did open up to me, and the people can feel how they want to feel about that.
Mhm.
But that's what I wanted in that moment. I want to know why. And me fussing and throwing shit is not finna get me to that. Is the why gonna make you feel any better? No. But the cussing and the fussing and the fighting is not gonna make you feel any better either. And it's possibly gonna take it to another level that
Yeah,
somebody
more
can't come back from.
consequences. Yeah, more consequences.
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
So I was very hurt and embarrassed and everything, but I still wanted to understand what was it about the experience going on, your experience going on with me, that you felt like you needed to do.
And by asking that, did you stand to gain anything, or did you expect to gain
I
anything?
feel like I feel like I gained some understanding. I feel like I gained, another side of a situation that I'm going through again, because I'm not the only
Right.
player in the game. So
Right.
I gained that perspective. And I think that, I mean, I know that's a whole nother discussion, but I think that cheating, the whole cheating thing and stuff like that, people often feel like if you give a person an opportunity to express their feelings and their reason of why they did something, that somehow makes you wrong. Like, oh, I'm
Make
not going to
you,
blame myself for
or
somebody else's
yeah,
actions, but that ain't what
make
I'm
you
doing.
weaker or something. Yeah,
Right,
that's
right.
not the case.
It's not the case. And if you, I heard this on a lot of different places, but if people understand that we are not human beings having a spiritual experience, but we are in fact spiritual beings having a human
A human
experience.
experience. Correct.
So
Yeah.
I try to look at it from that way while feeling my emotions and learning what to do with them and how to transform that into something else
Mhm.
that ends up being beneficial for me. And sometimes you don't know what it's going to be, right? Because it's not
Right.
always in the immediate, but that might come along in the long run, you know, that I'll be able to use that somehow. So, and I know that's that is like an unpopular opinion with ladies, but I just turned 40 and you know, I don't know. I'm trying to it's not about doing things different. I'm just always trying to grow and find ways to apply some of the things that I'm learning as I grow.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to mute myself out.
Oh shoot. Are you there?
46,
Big
hold it
dude?
down for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you
I don't know
sound
what he
good.
got
Was you
going on.
asleep? Let me find out
No,
you over there
you
asleep.
know what? I was not. This is the easiest show that I've ever done. I'm letting y'all going back and forth. I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? So I just been relaxing. So
Oh,
I,
so you just ain't doing nothing is
I'm
basically what you're
yeah.
saying.
Well, really, I'm the producer. So it's like I produce the show. So
You
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 know.
would put okay, so
So
we calling you Teddy Riley then, because you produce it, but you got to be because you know you can produce from the background. You don't have to be on the show.
well, that's true. But I keep this ship afloat. I'm just saying.
Okay. It did not sound like that when I pulled up. It did sound like you. It was a float, but I don't know the direction. What's going in? Ain't the
I
producer
try to
supposed to
let
be
him. I try
navigators
to let.
too?
I try to navigate it, but you know what I'm saying. Big Hood do whatever the fuck he want to do, so I just go along with it sometimes. Yeah, he know how it is.
Don't blame that shit on me. Don't blame it on me.
Yeah, yeah. That'd be him. That'd be him. all the
He be
time.
having these
All
conversations in his
segues.
head. I am convinced that he be
All
having conversations
segues.
in his head.
I'm
He
a
be
Mm-hmm.
like,
grocery
"Yep,
shopping by
yep, that
myself
sounds
a lot.
good." You talk to yourself
All
a
the
lot.
time.
I'm sure.
I know.
I am certain of that.
Yes. But
I
Just
am
because you say
certain.
that, you need to. Just because you said that, you need to push that button with them 3 people clapping. We got a message.
hey, y'all talking about soundboard.
Right. Not crazy.
Coltrane sound like he was about to pull out a cardboard box and start spinning on his head. Dr. Don P in the building.
Oh,
See?
shit.
There she go.
That's
Yeah.
right. Get her,
Yeah,
damn it. Now,
she
because
was
she
finna
knew that
drop
you
a
was coming
Wayne
for her.
16 on us.
You was
She
exactly,
knew that she was coming for her.
exactly.
That it was her you was talking about. Talking about she finna spit a hot 16.
She about to
Yo, what?
drown all of us. That what she was about to do.
Not us, you. I don't know why you
You.
keep getting confused. You,
Y'all be telling me,
Oh,
you.
my.
hey, y'all on this train when it's going off the rails too. Don't do that to me. Don't leave me out.
I was down there in the audience at the time. I
Yeah,
was
I was
not
part.
But
I was,
really.
I was part of. I was part of the Titanic. I was part of it. So
yeah, you was on that Titanic.
nothing I can say. Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Y'all love being on the Titanic, I believe. I think you just go along for the ride, G. You don't be caring where he take you. You like,
I was
this a
young.
fun
Sometimes it be
ride.
funny. Sometimes it be
Yeah,
funny.
you like
Sometimes it
it.
be. Sometimes it's questionable. Sometimes it's questionable. You know. I get a lot of questionable emails about a lot of things he say. So I mean, hey.
You know what y'all should do? Do y'all ever read any of the emails live and answer any of the questions live? That would be fun, like a little
Yeah, he
segment
do.
after, like before you leave.
He do.
If I
He
read if if I read all the emails we get, Big Hood would be sad. Because he got a lot of hate mail. He the
Hey,
only person I know got a lot of hate
I
mail. He got a lot of
don't
hate mail.
care about no hate
Got a
mail.
lot of hate
oh
mail. Got a
my
lot of hate mail.
goodness.
Got a lot of hate mail.
My ego too
I
big.
get
Oh
a
my
lot of
goodness.
Oh,
I get a lot of positive emails. I get a lot of
you don't
positive.
get
He
no
get a
damn
lot of hate.
positive
Oh
Yeah, I
email.
wow!
do. Yes,
I
I
would
do.
challenge you to
Yes,
read
I
one of
do.
your positive emails, not even the an excerpt, and one of the negative
Positive.
was
Positive
about
from the clinic.
He don't
Coltrane.
want me to. He don't want me to read that one from. He don't want me to read the negative one I got. You know what I'm saying? But
I
Positive.
want to hear
get a
it.
lot.
I want to hear it.
Positive from the clinic. That's
Oh no, not
the
positive from
email
the
he talking
clinic.
about. That's the
Is it
email he
something at
said
least you can
positive.
get
I'm
rid
gonna let
of,
you.
or something like you can't,
I'm
like a
a.
baby or herpes or some shit?
I'm gonna
Positive
let you
from the
have your
clinic.
fun because we got company.
Because he
Since
had
we got company in this Memorial Day
Oh my
weekend,
bad, you can
I'm
get rid
being
of the
nice.
baby.
I'm
oh
being
my
nice
god.
today.
You know what? Send it to me. I read it.
Mm-mm-mm.
You want me to read the email for real? Okay.
Yeah, I don't be. I do not be
Oh
for
my
play.
lord.
Big Hood,
I'm
which
just for
one
the
do you
women.
want? Do you want the one
I
about
want to
single mothers?
hear.
Do you want that one? Is that the
Yeah,
one you
he
Yeah,
want
want
the one
about
let's.
single
about
moms?
Yeah,
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 the one about
yeah.
single
Do that
mom.
one.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I got a bone to pick with that person.
Ah, okay. It look like they got a bone to pick with you. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Here we go.
Oh shit.
Them damn country boys. Y'all done really fucked up this time. Big Hood said that single moms or whatever with sons are highly emotional. Um,
Mhm.
they act
What I
like they
said.
stay in the projects. Now I'm telling you what
I
she
ain't
said.
ever said that.
This is what she said. This is what she's saying
Yeah.
that you said.
You can keep
And
reading, keep reading, keep reading. Don't let me stop.
if you know what I'm saying, it's one of them things where you just have to you can't speak for the single mother because you're not a single mom. And all single moms with sons are not highly emotional.
I never said
And
that.
that's basically all she said. That's what she said you
I
said
never
though. But I
said
mean that was
any of that.
email. That's
I can
one of them.
promise you I never said it. What I
So
said
There's
so
a you
Big
want
Daddy
another
G
one?
laugh.
You want
let
another
me
one?
tell
Here go
y'all what
another
I
one.
actually said.
No, here go another one. Here go another
Okay,
one.
okay.
This one says, just for Big Hood. You one cheap ass bastard if you think that you couldn't pay for a first date. Now I'm telling you, these are emails that I get. I get these emails all the time. Y'all thinking I'm making this shit up. This
You
shit is
a
real.
cheap
I'm gonna
ass
start posting
bastard.
them. You one
Wait,
cheap
Yeah,
you
ass
think
I am
somebody?
the
You
bastard.
think
same.
Talking
You
about
think I'm
talking
paying for a
about
first date if you want to? You out your damn mind. No, not
exactly.
doing it.
Yeah, I mean that's
But
what he said,
okay,
but
but what I said, the thing I said about single mothers. Here's what I said. I said statistics on blackdemographics.com state that if a single mother raises a child, it has the same, the same.
the same?
Say it with me, 46.
I'm not saying nothing with you. You say it alone.
What did
Hey man,
you just say,
I said
buddy?
blackdemographics.com states that if a single mother raises the child, it has the same statistics of a person that's being raised in a foster. That's all I
Oh
said.
shit!
And I
Oh
also said
shit!
this. I said it's the same statistics apply for a man raising a child by himself that does a man and a female raising a child together. The same statistics apply. That's all I said.
I mean, I think it's clear that you need both. Let me say this. I guess not need, right? Because people go on to become very successful people, well-rounded people, whatever.
Yep.
I think that it's safe to say, though, that it is intended to be where they're both people raising the child and contributing, right? Like I
Yeah.
seen something on Instagram yesterday. The baby, he was crying. He didn't want to lay down. He like, I'm not sick. And his mama like,
Oh
you are
yeah.
sick. And then daddy just walked up in there. He said,
And was
hey.
tapping his
And
finger.
he said, hey.
Yeah.
And he just turned
Yeah.
around quiet, got up in the bed and shit. You know what I'm
He got
saying?
that bed
And
so
it,
damn fast.
right. And it didn't seem like fear, like he getting beat on or nothing like that, but there is a bit of
Exactly.
a sternness,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to the men. And here go another unpopular opinion. Ladies who listen to their podcast, okay, don't come for me. Do
Don't
not
come
come
for
for
you,
me.
just like they came for me.
Okay.
And all I did was
This
read
is
it out.
I
I'm gonna tell you something. They ain't come for me. They led
look,
off with
but
them damn country boys, but they
I
ended with
read
Big
a
Hood.
statistic. I never even gave my opinion. I just read a statistic, and they came for me.
what
That's the email I got.
this is an opinion that I'm giving, okay? And this is as a mother with two boys, but I'm divorced from their dad, okay? But they with their daddy right now, okay? And it's a daily involvement, especially with my older son. It really is a daily involvement with him, even though we are not in the same house, right? But in my opinion, in my observation through life,
Mm-hmm.
men who were raised by only a woman, and you can even go as far to say, especially those who was raised by all women. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Generational single motherhood. Okay, which is
Mm-hmm.
that's another chat. Okay, this generational single motherhood. Um, they do tend to have a different thought process. I've come to notice when they express, because I can, Donatella, how can you possibly know somebody's thought process when it is expressed? Okay, I'm being very specific. When they express their thought processes, tend to
Mm-hmm.
be a lot different from that of a man who had a man or a woman. But I'm speaking in
Okay.
about men in the dating aspect, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
they tend to have a different thought process when it comes to like dating and stuff like that than that of a man who was raised with a heavy male presence influence in a life. And I
Daddies,
give you an
uncles,
example.
granddaddies. Yeah.
Right. I give you an example. Okay. And so I'm noticing this with a lot of men kind of raised in that situation. And I do understand that correlation does not mean causation, but you cannot ignore the correlation, especially when it's hitting on a lot of different cylinders. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole thing, like, men don't seem to want to be like providers no more, right? That's
Yeah.
considered simping if you are a provider, like you're simping,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about men who go out here and just spend money for pussy. That's simping. Don't
Thank
get
you.
it twisted.
Thank you.
Okay. When you out here paying for that especially when you know that the woman would not fuck with you otherwise. You know
Thank you.
this. That is simping. You
Well,
being a provider for the family that you created is not simping. And
say it
men are watching women. There's nothing wrong with being a independent woman. You should be an independent individual. Period. Everybody should know how to fucking take care of themselves. All right.
right.
But if you see a woman solely doing it and it becomes like this is the norm, you have men that get with women who they want them to be like they mama. And you hear it because like, well, I've seen my mama, my grandma, they did it all. They, you know, she shouldn't have fucking had to though. She shouldn't have had to.
Didn't have to. Yeah, I get it.
So now you coming
Very
and
well.
putting your fucking family struggles on me because you want me to be like mama and granny because whatever man they chose, because we got to take some responsibility in who we choosing as well. And I'm not even talking about if the relationship, the man woman relationship don't work out, because that shit happens. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about people
That's
who
true.
are understand their responsibility and how they supposed to handle that responsibility, right? When you choose somebody who don't give a fuck about that type of responsibility, then you know you got to take some of that onus. And I'm talking about man and woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you people won't get married these days because that's too fucking permanent. That's
Mm-hmm.
too much of a commitment. But we'll shoot the club up like it's no tomorrow. You know what I'm
Bang bang.
saying? With a woman who
Bang
you
bang.
wouldn't even make your wife. And you letting a man
Sound like
shoot up the club who you wouldn't even want to be your husband. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely have to like take some of those responsibilities. But I just don't subscribe to this thing that some of these men these days feel like a woman should be doing it all because they watch they mama have to do it. Like that's crazy to me. And
I
it
did
got
gives
somebody
this
cousins
just
do
false
the
shoot a
same
sense
cap
thing.
of like
gun?
roles. Hmm?
Did somebody just shoot a cap gun? What was that?
I
No,
don't.
that was shooting the club up.
Oh shit!
That was sound like a cap gun.
Oh my God,
Sound
I
like a cap
thought
gun.
that was the flare thing. Okay. I thought it was a
Yeah,
firecracker. You know,
yeah.
I
You
know we
need,
get in
you
it's
need.
Memorial Day coming up soon. And, you
Yeah,
know,
Y'all gonna
folks
y'all
like
gonna
uh,
stop with this. Y'all
my
gonna
little
stop
rocket
hating
uh,
on my
bottle cap
soundboard.
thing. What's it called?
Y'all gonna stop hating on my soundboard. It was people in the audience ducking when I pressed that button.
they
I
didn't.
assure
Ducking.
you
They
nobody was
didn't.
there.
I'm pretty sure of it.
Somebody
It
yelled
sounded like
out
a
bump.
slingshot.
I heard
I
somebody yelled out
Yeah.
bumper clock wah. Did she say slingshot?
Oh
Really?
no
That's
no
what
no
you
no
telling me
no
right
no
now?
no no
Sound
no
like
no no.
sound like them
That was
sound like them
Jamaican.
sound effects. Sound like them
What
sound
he,
effects from the
was
goddamn
that a
old ass
Jamaican
Batman
accent?
show.
Was it,
That was bumper clock wah.
No, that was
what?
not. What the fuck was that? Fuck was that? Why you sounding like that?
I don't
And you
know.
That don't
all right?
That
Do we
sound.
need to call
that
911?
expresses
Are you
that
having a
expresses the
stroke?
gunshot
You know what I'm saying?
Oh. Okay, I
shooting
thought
the
you,
club
because
up.
you know
Uh,
y'all gotta recognize and pay attention to the signs of a stroke when somebody on the phone with you. You know,
mm-hmm.
did they start kind of talking crazy? I'm serious, actually. Though, you know what I'm saying? They start talking crazy a little bit and not making sense. You know,
That sound like Big Hood.
they could be
No, somebody be
having
saying
a
like, I be like,
stroke.
Like Big Hood.
I be like, 40
Sound
Mac,
like
you
Big
alright?
Hood. That's how Big Hood. That's how Big Hood sounded earlier in the show. I didn't know what we
What?
were
Because
doing.
I was talking about drowning the shit out of Rose from
Right?
Seinfeld.
Because
What
you
they
was
had to do?
mad.
Yeah,
I
he was
wanted to
mad.
drown
Yeah.
the shit out of Rose. That's alright though. That's alright.
Mm.
Oh my God, they is so loud next door. This is pissing me off because it's not even like I don't live in no apartment. I live in I don't know. I don't want to explain. I live in a house, but you know these are some big houses, and why y'all got a party outside? Like shit, y'all houses is big enough. Go inside. Okay, it's so annoying. Mm-mm-mm.
like them same
Oh
people had
well.
the speakers on the outside of their charger.
After that last segment, it's gonna be a lot of bad emails coming through. Mm.
And you know who they gonna send them to? They gonna send them to my ass. And I ain't even say none of that.
Who they hear from
I'm
then?
gonna get straight roasted. Watch. they gonna send the
Yeah, your
females
ass
to
gonna get it.
46 on me.
You
Watch.
gonna get
I'm
it.
telling
You
you.
gonna get
And
it.
all
You gonna get it.
I did was read a statistic out. I didn't even voice my opinion. I never had a chance to voice my opinion on the situation. Which, when me and 46 wasn't on the show, I did voice my opinion. Did I not
Yeah.
say that I couldn't comment on that particular thing because I've never been a single mother? Did I not say that?
I recall that. I do.
Okay.
You did say that.
But I have, like I told you before, I have no patience for people. I ain't gonna say patience. I just don't have tolerance, I guess, for people who just won't listen to what you're saying. They just want to hear, like you said earlier, they're listening to rebuttal. You know, that's what they want to do. They want to say something back. They don't even care what you got to say. And I was just reading the statistics, you know, but they was mad at me about that. Oh, that's okay.
And sometimes it matters who it's coming from too, because you said you were just reading a statistic. But I'm sure these are people who have listened to you guys before and maybe probably don't agree with some of the shit that you have said when you were stating opinions in the past, probably. And when people like go ahead and attach that to you, it don't matter. It don't matter what you say. I have seen somebody. This has happened to me because people on this app, you know, whatever. I don't know. I don't care how they feel about me, whatever. But sometimes I could be spitting some facts, but because it's coming from me, it's a problem. Now I was sitting somewhere and I said something, and the motherfucker was like, "Well, Donatella, you know, whatever," and disagreed with me. Somebody came right behind me and said the same shit that I said. And they, oh yes, and all this stuff. But see, I'm the bitch I'm gonna bring it back around. So you don't agree with me, but you agree with the motherfucker who just said the same shit that I just said. I'm gonna call it out. Cause you know,
that happens a lot. That happens in more.
It do. But I'm gonna hold the mirror to your face. I'm gonna show you that you a hater. Okay,
Right.
No, look at yourself, hater. You hating, and that's what people need to like. I'm not a hater, and if I do catch myself being a hater, you feel me? I check that shit.
You have to rein that shit in.
Yeah. You have to check that shit because I can't accept good work from people that I don't agree with or that I don't like. I can recognize like a hater is like, wait, this is how I'm not a hater. If I don't like you, but you have you're talented or something like that, or you know, whatever it is, I can give the accolades and not like the person, or I can just shut the fuck up. But being a hater is a fucking choice, okay?
Yeah.
Because again, you can get it.
You really gotta keep your ass. You have to really have to keep your ass niggas to a minimum.
Yo, what to a minimum?
Keep your what?
Niggas. Your ass niggas.
Yo, what?
Your ass niggas. Let me explain.
Yes,
on your
nigga.
Weekly,
Please.
On your weekly, on your day-to-day, keep your ass niggas to a minimum. When you start saying stuff like, "Oh, shiny car driving ass niggas."
Oh yeah, okay, I got you.
Oh, great. Oh, big yard having ass.
Your ass niggas.
Yeah. Oh, mortgage paying ass niggas. You know that?
Yeah.
I got my degree ass nigga. You know what I mean?
Right. You gotta watch that, child.
You gotta keep that shit to a minimum.
So how many ass niggas in a day makes you a hater? You gotta recognize, okay, you know I'm probably hating. And I got how many?
Yeah, if you get about 3.5, when I say 3.5, when you like, oh, look at this. Oh, beautiful family having ass nigga. Look at
Damn.
Beautiful family having ass nigga. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. You definitely gotta keep those to a minimum.
Oh, sunshine on a rainy day having. You start saying shit like that, you gotta, I'm hating like hell. You need to look at yourself in your car, in your rearview mirror in your car, and say, "Damn, I'm hating that."
I am hating for real. I am hating, and I need to get a hold on that shit. I need to check that shit for real.
Yeah, when you learn how to check that, it'll make you a much better person. I don't care what
I'm telling you,
choose to do that in business, personal, friendship, family. It works. Trust me. If you can learn to be
It,
happy for people, I'm telling
mm,
you, it changes everything.
mm,
It changes everything.
mm. Or at least not, at
So
the very least, not feel no kind of way about other people's successes and whatever you deem success. Can I just say this real quick? I don't want to
what I
do anything too much, but this I'm watching the score of this Boston Celtics, this Boston Celtics and this Miami Heat game, and my God, my God, my God. I'm gonna just
He
keep
don't
doing
watch.
my side
I'm not a
eyes.
I'm not a hater, but he don't watch sports, so he don't know what you're talking
Oh
about.
my God. What kind of man?
Oh,
What kind of man don't watch sports?
see there, y'all hate. Oh
I'm not hating. I just say you don't watch sports.
Non-sport
What did I lead
watching ass
off
nigga.
with? What did I lead off with? I said he don't watch sports. That's what I
Mm,
said. So
mm,
he don't know what you're
mm.
talking about.
Why
That's
you
not
don't watch
hating. That's
sports?
spitting facts. That's
I
spitting
just don't
facts.
have time. I have a 70-hour work week and side hustles, this show, and a whole lot of other stuff I have to take. I just don't. I can't wrap my
So you
mind
don't
around
like
watching
sports?
dudes.
You don't like
Now
sports?
I started watching. Some kind of butt naked football on one of these
You
porn
know
channels.
what?
But I know
You
what
know
you're talking about.
what?
You know what I'm talking about,
Why
though,
I'm
right?
not surprised. Why I'm not surprised though. Why I'm not surprised.
I'm into
But yeah, I
that.
know what you're talking
I'm
about.
okay with that, but I just
Yeah.
can't watch a bunch of men. It's just something about it. It don't intrigue me at all. Like I used to when I played basketball, I watched basketball. When I played football, I watched football.
Mm.
But
I
I
ain't
was
played
just a
none of
big
them.
dude that could tackle people. I didn't even know what I was doing half the time. It's just, hey, jump on him. Got it, coach. To this day, I
I,
can't tell you what position I played.
well, I ain't never played none of the shit, and I like it. Oh, somebody just hit a 3.
When I get
Oop.
around 46 and all our other friends, I piss them off the most by shouting out these names of people who don't exist in sports. And I be like, yeah, what about Gab Sanchez? What he gonna do next year? And everybody in the room turn around. What did he just say?
Cause
Went
you
from Michigan
trolling
State.
in real
I
time.
don't know. How do y'all know these people's
We
names?
at a certain point we just ignore you and let you just keep going. We just ignore you.
Right. That's what I would do.
We just ignore you. We ignore you at this
Cause he
point
ain't
and be
doing
like,
nothing
all
but
right.
trolling.
Yeah.
I get some people sometimes. I'll be like, yeah, hey, how about them Cowboys? You seen what Charlie Wilson did last night? Huh?
Charlie
Not
Wilson?
Charlie
He did
Wilson.
good. Pretty good. No,
Okay.
he wasn't good.
Okay.
He just making shit up. Charlie Wilson is a singer, bitch.
Right.
Okay.
You didn't know
All
Charlie
right.
Wilson was a singer, G?
But I be
Yeah.
saying that to people.
No, I said
and
that's
be
not a
like,
real football player. What I said. Yeah.
yeah.
I know Charlie Wilson is.
I be saying that to people, and they be going along with it sometimes.
Yeah. I don't
And
know
I
why
know
they
what I'm
do.
talking about. I have no
They treat you like you
nothing
got
about sports.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah, it seems
Gotcha.
like he's special.
About, yeah.
Gotcha.
Now you want to
Yeah.
talk about the gear ratio on a cab over Pete or something like that? I got you. You want to talk about the best model forklift attachment to go on a Bobcat skid steer or something like that? I got you covered.
Nobody cares though, but you.
Hey, the people who pay me good money to know these things, they care a lot.
Okay, well, I don't, so I don't.
Mm. You guys.
Emotional damage.
Oh.
Oh, so side hustling ass nigga. Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
I knew
Not an old side hustler ass nigga.
Oh,
There go the hate. You said that the
there you
hate.
go.
Making
There you
money on
go.
the
There you
side,
go. Exactly. Oh,
So if y'all
70
don't
hour
learn
weak
nothing
ass
from
nigga.
tonight, if y'all don't learn nothing from tonight, learn to keep your ass niggas in line. Keep them in check. Keep them to a minimum.
Oh, trying to have an OnlyFans page ass nigga.
Oh, now I don't know about that. I don't know that as hate. I don't know nobody.
Yeah.
You hating on the
Now we
OnlyFans now?
Yeah, you making my ego grow up now. Hate on that OnlyFans page.
No, I'm playing. You will not make no money. I'm sorry. That's not hate. That's being a friend. A friend will tell
see me
you
with my
not to
tube
make that
belt
mistake. Nobody won't see
and
that.
shorts with the frillies on the bottom.
Nobody won't see that. I told you. Nobody want to see a man with middies.
Fantastic.
Nobody want to see a
I
man
ain't
with
poking
middies.
out of a tube belt.
Not
And
middies,
put her
man,
out a tip
titties.
belt.
Nah, man, titties. Nobody want to see middies. I'm sorry.
Some
They
ladies
coming
out
out of
there
my
like
brand new tip
middies.
belt.
And you gonna get
You will be.
emails. You sit there and said, don't nobody like nobody with middies and some watch, you
I know
gonna
these
get
chicks
emails
is.
like,
Well, I'm gonna be
don't
honest
be
with you.
trying to fish
I'm gonna be hon-
shade.
I'm gonna be hon- I'm
Middies
gonna be
need
honest with
love
you.
too.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I got emails and I got like DMs on stereo that said no, they don't want to see Big Hood without his clothes on. I'm
Oh
just saying.
wow.
I got names. I got receipts on stereo.
We've got
Who
Somebody
said that?
might.
we've got people live on stereo that said they really want to see these thighs.
Nah.
They ain't talking about a
And
they ain't talking about a
I got a lot of
Popeyes
no's.
2 for
I got
1.
a lot of no LOLs. That's what I got. No LOL. That's what I got.
Hey. We ain't talking
I'm
about
just
the
saying.
little girl. We talking about these grown women who know
Yeah,
what a
we
sexy
grown.
man look like when
This
he fixing a
I,
toilet.
I already told you. I can give you a name now, but I don't want to. But you
When
know.
I'm out in your yard, cutting a tree down with an axe, no shirt,
Okay,
no
Paul Bunyan.
overall.
Why you cutting
All
a
right,
tree
Paul
down?
Bunyan. All right, Paul Bunyan.
That's one of the many
I thought you were gonna
services
say
I
like just in
provide.
the yard, like cutting the grass or something. You're like cutting a tree down with an axe. What the? Who's got trees
Yeah.
in their yards like that need to be cut down?
Hey,
Hey,
we live in the country.
Big Hood. Big
That's
Hood.
true. That's true.
Look at the listeners. Look at the listeners.
Yep. Looking at them.
See the cats? Feeling kind of
I see
special,
the
right?
cats.
Feeling kind of special right now, aren't you? Feeling a little randy right now.
What? Oh my God. What is that? Is that the soundboard again? Is the soundboard
That's
dying? Oh, it sounds like the soundboard is dying. Does it need batteries? What's
Yeah.
happening?
He trying to make fun of me because this chick she like to play cat games with me.
Oh, and you like to play him back with her?
No, not at the time I didn't. I think I would be more into it now, but at the time I was a little I was young.
Somebody called them. Somebody
Things are
called
different.
them movies instead of middies. Movies.
movies.
Man
Yeah.
boobies.
Man boobies.
I think
Everybody
nothing
got
wrong with a good movie.
breasts.
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 Trying
Don't say breasts. I don't even know I allowed you to let me say that. Breasts.
to walk right into it.
Yeah, You be around him
Breasts.
long enough, you be saying a lot of stuff. So you be saying a lot of stuff he be saying.
I bet you I won't.
By
I ain't say
dating me,
Cootie.
he calls
So
me
I start
Cootie.
hanging with him. Exactly.
Because last time Cootie, what was the other one though? Wasn't it a difference between a Cootie and a
Cooter's
something
a coochie.
else?
Cooter coochie.
Right.
That's 3 different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them 3
Right.
different things. Yeah.
Because what is the Cootie again?
Cooter something
Cootie
else.
got that's something else, you know what I'm saying? Cook you
Cooter got
Sunday
good
dinner
credit.
on a Wednesday. That's what Cootie is.
Mm-hmm. Cooter got her own.
Cook you Sunday dinner. So she got to be old.
It could be.
Damn,
Could
nah,
be.
Cooter
It all depends.
It ain't gotta be old.
Ain't got,
But
yeah, I mean, it could be, but.
it be well raised
What?
at a young age, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so if you ain't cooking somebody Sunday dinner on a Wednesday, you ain't well raised.
I'm not saying that. That's why that's not what I said.
It's a lot more.
That's not
That's
what I
what
said.
It's a lot more.
he.
That what Big Hood said. Big Hood said
Yeah.
that. That's
Cooter got
what
a credit.
he said.
Cooter
That's
got a
not what
good
I
credit
said.
score. Cooter got a good credit
Who
score.
got what?
Good
Got
credit
good credit
score.
score. Not
Oh
score.
shit! So she got to be. She old.
That's what I said. I feel like
I had a
Cooter
good credit
is
score, young.
older.
Now,
That's what
well,
it sounds
what's
like.
older to y'all? I'm sorry. What's
To
older
me,
to y'all? To me, I'm 41 years old. So what's older to y'all?
I would say like 50 and up. Older, 50, 50, 55 and
yeah,
up.
about the same for me because I'm 47. So yeah, that'll be
I'm just
older.
40. I just
But could
turned
it be
40.
a thing? Could it be a thing that I ain't never had no Cooter then? 'Cause I ain't never had.
You probably
Oh,
haven't.
yes, I have.
You probably.
Yeah.
You when.
Uh,
I don't know. I've had them all. I've had Cooter, Coochie. I've had all that.
It's
So
too easy for you. Yeah. Then I was eyeballing your auntie at one
man, fuck you. We got a message.
point.
Shout out to you, Donatella, and them motherfucking country boys. 46 cold train, what's going on? And they not breastises, they tittle bitties. All right, back to the
Oh
show.
wow. Not tig old bitties. All of the bitties ain't tig old though.
And just by the way she said that, he gonna put that in the spank bank.
Oh my
Thank
god,
thank.
not this bank bank. Bank
Yes.
bank deposit. You need to make some type of
No.
deposit file.
No.
You
You
know,
ain't messing with my
whatever
50s. My 50 stay in the
whatever
trunk.
you put in something in the spank bank. Cha-ching. Some shit like that. I don't know. You ain't got that on your
I had
soundboard.
one.
The bottom is right out.
I had one. Yeah, I had. Y'all gonna leave my soundboard out of this. This is what we gonna do tonight.
I
This
just
is what we gonna do.
I see that all soundboards are not created equal. I see that. Oh
They
shit.
not. They not. They not.
Y'all
We
gonna
got
leave me
another
out.
I'm
Y'all
so
message.
see how they
tired of you
hating on
people
my
next
soundboard
though.
tonight?
You can call them little old bitties too. They still can be bitties.
Lego
I
bitties.
like tit old bitties
No, you cause the
personally.
bitties.
With some yams and a side of yams. That sounds like a good meal to me.
Yeah.
No, you can't call them.
You
You can't
heard?
call
So,
them.
so nobody heard that, right? Nobody heard him say shit.
Heard him say what?
He said, as soon as that message ended, he said, shit. That means he's going straight in. She done made a deposit in his
That,
spank
but
bank
you know what? This is
and
my
didn't know it.
thing. Your spank bank bar is very low because it don't
It
take
don't take
nothing.
much.
So it just don't take
Don't
nothing
take
for
much.
you. It's just a hair
Take
trigger for
nothing for
you,
him.
huh? That's
That's
a
it.
shame.
That's it.
It don't.
That's
It
it.
takes
That is
it
a
takes a
shame.
lot more than most would think. But I have a vivid imagination. Like I'm very good.
But that ain't even like I don't see where you could even. I mean, I know where you could take it,
It's
but
how
I'm
she
just
said it.
saying that's just not even nothing. That's
It's
gonna
how
go
she
in the
said it.
spank bank. That
it
you are
it's not so
easy.
much. It's a little bit of what a person say, but it's how they say it. And for
Yeah,
him,
because
you know
I
what I'm
can
saying?
apply what they say. I can apply
Yeah.
what she said to Angela Bassett and Tracy Ellis Ross doing something. See, nobody else would have thought of that. But
Oh
so I
wow.
mean, it's like, yeah, I'm that good.
That I don't. I wouldn't. I, I don't know if that's how I would describe that. You're that good.
It all
You are
culminates
that
to get you a good.
disturbed. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Disturbed. You are that
It is.
disturbed.
It is.
It's all about
It is.
No, that's a little disturbing. That's a little
Hey.
disturbing.
if you
Anything can go in the spank bank. That means you can sexualize anything.
not
Okay.
anything because I got my don'ts. Mm-mm.
Like
Like I'm
what?
getting tired of black. I'm getting tired of black porn right now because there's too many wieners
Oh
in there.
wow. So what are you on right now? What is the porn of choice right now?
Right. Can't really pinpoint anything in particular right now. But I say what's out
He
right now.
said
Black
he
porn and
he said what he like is
this step bro shit.
yeah,
And
that's what I was about to say. He
goddamn
said he's into that. He's into the stepsister thing. What are you
that
doing,
shit is
step
fucking
bro?
weird as fuck,
That's what
man.
he's
Oh
You
into.
my
keep that
God,
shit.
white people. But
That
he
gets
said you're
on
getting
my
tired of black porn,
nerves.
so it's the white tea people. Cause you know that's who
Hmm.
really do
No,
that.
not even them. I can't even mess with them no more because they doing the same shit. It's too. Everybody in the porn is getting something. The cameraman, the man who supposed to be doing sound, the guy who run the treats and refreshments, he got his dick out. I'm tired of it. We
Oh
got to stop
wow.
this shit. And the music ain't even
Oh
coming through the
wow.
movie. It's somebody got a Samsung phone going
Why
in the
we need
background.
music? I just fast forward
I
to the
don't
main parts any
know.
goddamn way. I don't need the whole scene and the setup and to know how we got here.
Black folk, we got to do better when it comes to porn.
Oh
He
shit.
talking he talking shit, but he the same person that had that porn where it had
Ashy as
Blackula
hell.
in outer space.
I gave
What the
that porn
fuck? Was
away.
that on Cinemax? What the hell was that on?
Look,
I
Showtime?
don't know.
back in the day,
I don't know the fuck he had that video from.
back in the day when you bought like 3 porno movies, you got one for free, right? And that was one of the ones I got for free. His
No,
lady,
when that was
one of
when
his girls,
hey,
ended up
hey, hey,
obtaining that free
hey,
one.
hey, 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 hey. You made that shit sound
You know
current.
what?
No, that's not current,
One
sir.
of
That is
one
not
of his
current.
past ladies ended up getting a hold of after she talked shit to me about the shit, and she pulled a Saint. Look, they asked me, it was what? How many girls was in there that night? It was probably about 9 chicks in there versus me. I was by myself because y'all hadn't showed the fuck up. And these chicks was in there talking about raping me. What would I do if they would just decide to take it from me? This is what y'all girls were saying to me.
What
Okay.
girls? I wasn't saying nothing to you.
No. This
Was
is
she
back in the
really
day.
my
46 know
girl
what I'm talking about.
though? Was she
Oh, you
really
talking
my
about
girl
This,
though?
they?
yeah, it was something happened back in the day. So they asked me, what do I do to almost guarantee that I'm gonna get some? What's my one signature move? And me, like an idiot, I told them exactly what I do. What I used to do is I had one of those stereos in my car that had flip up face and it had DVD player and all that. So what I would do is put one of them 24-hour porns in there or whatever. And usually if we going somewhere, I would make it a point to let her get in the car before I get to the car. So I would give her the key. And when she get in the car and turn the key on, that screen would come out, flip up, and it would automatically start playing that porn. And I could basically judge her reaction from that, whether I could kind of advance on what I'm trying to get anyway.
That
So this
is
worked.
fucking ridiculous.
This worked 9 out of 10 times. I can't really remember one time where the chick either didn't want to finish watching it or it didn't advance into something else. So I told them. So, and just like you just said, they was laughing. They said it was ridiculous. They talked shit. They said it was vulgar. You know who used the vulgar word, the one that was trying to get at me. She used the vulgar word. But one of the main chicks that 46 was talking to, she ended up getting one of those freebie porns out of my porn case for somehow. I think she might have got it from your brother or something. She tried the same move on him. She put the damn shit in, and when he got there, she pulled that same shit on him. And he was telling me about the shit, and I'm like, God, didn't that sound familiar? She did what now? Yeah, she did. She took that same information and used it on him. And did she get some?
We got a message.
Don't get quiet now. Don't get
We got a
quiet
message.
now.
We got a message.
It worked.
That does not.
It worked.
I guess. I will be looking at you crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Cause I'll be like, what the fuck do you be doing in this car? And did you sanitize the goddamn seats, nigga? Like, what the fuck is going on in here?
Because you didn't
You
play
got
it
the
like
porn
you
in the
didn't play it.
car.
You didn't play
In
it
the
like
car. Who watches
yeah, but
porn
you didn't
in
play
the
it like
car?
you did not play it like you was actually watching porn. I would usually
You
say
look,
46
yeah, but
brother
nobody thought to
borrowed
ask
my
the
car and
question.
left it in there.
They just thought that was just
that
totally
happens.
normal.
That happens sometimes. They asked, why is that in there? I was like, I can't say his name, but 46's brother, he borrowed my car, so he left that in there. But usually they want to thumb through it and kind of watch it, and they'll start watching it, and they get a little something out of it. I get
like, oh, so let's go and finish it. We might as well go and finish it then. Horse.
It worked a lot.
And that's why I said, and this is gonna sound so fucked up, and I probably will get some bad emails. Some of the women that we dealt with where we're from are not that intelligent. So I'm gonna press this message.
Oh. His spank bank be like, one dirty thought has been deposited. Oh, bing, another dirty thought has been deposited. Bing, you cannot deposit any more mediocre, dirty thoughts. Please upgrade your dirty thoughts.
Right, but you got to say, by getting your load off, you have to release them to make some whole fucking room, you nasty bastard.
She gotta reply now. She gotta reply now. I wonder, can you hold that same character in the midst of
That's a married woman, sir. That is a married woman.
Well, she might be doing with her husband. I ain't talking about with me. I'm in a relationship. I'm happy. I'm gonna give my lady some of the dancing crap tonight.
Nobody cares though. Only you.
She cares. She really cares.
I don't give a fuck. You just be saying this. You just be saying this shit like I really want to hear about what you're gonna do with my family like that. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Donatella. I mean, we got company.
Nigga, I'm in here too. I'm in here too. I'm just saying.
Y'all are funny.
Don't get that word. whole. I might just make her ask for the 1 centimeter. She gonna get the 8 though.
You know
She
what?
gonna get
I
the 8.
guess. I guess. I, I
You can have
guess.
all the
Give it
extra
all.
space,
Give it
but
all
you
to
gonna
her.
work for
Give it
that
all.
one. That one. You gonna work for that one. I gotta actually. What's the date? Oh shit! I gotta measure up tonight. Quiet.
Why?
When is
Why?
y'all
Why?
topic gonna be on
Why?
next week? Oh,
Why?
I'm sorry.
Why you? Why? It be that information that nobody want to know about that. Like who's random
As a
enough
man,
on a
you should.
podcast? Who's random enough on a podcast say, you know what? Oh, what today is? I got to measure up today. Nobody cares. Only
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't care as the
There's
listeners. They don't
information
care.
that is. I'm serving the public. You know, as a man, you should care about your personal being. You should.
If I did, I wouldn't bring it out. I wouldn't say it on here.
I'm proud of you,
different.
though.
I'm different. I'm different.
I'm very proud of mine.
Well, you know what? Also, too, my wife
What's that?
listens to this, so I mean,
My
I gotta
lady
keep my
listens
shit
every once in a
PG.
while.
She ain't listening. She ain't listening. I don't know why you tell that
She
damn
listens every
lie.
once in a while.
She ain't listening. Nah, she ain't listening. She ain't listening. Nah,
Yeah,
she ain't listening.
she listens.
Can't be.
I
Can't
bet
be.
she got Google turned on right now, listening to my whole conversation. I guarantee.
Nah, probably not. Probably not.
Yeah, it's one of those
Google.
things in here. She probably listened to my whole conversation.
Okay.
If you listening, babe, these lips, this tongue tornado belong to you.
She
That's
should know that. I ain't got nothing to say.
I got nothing. Only thing I gotta say is some people call it pee, other people call it refreshing. That's all I got.
Oh my God. No, they don't. We ain't even gonna start that shit tonight. Don't freak me out. Nope, we're not doing it.
Hey, you done freaked us out.
It's gross.
Hey,
Not
that's
doing
what we
that.
said the same thing. We all are in agreement. Everything that you said outside of this topic was gross to us too. I'm just saying.
No, I'm pretty sure some of it was sick.
It
What
wasn't.
about the chest hair?
Oh,
It wasn't. It wasn't. I promise you it wasn't.
The
at
thing about
all.
the juicy
The
shorts and
room,
bacon grease? None of
the
that?
room is dry, is what I'm saying.
It's some moist
Ew.
ones out there. It's some
The
moist.
room is dry.
It's some moisties
The
out
room
there.
is dry. The room is dry. I'm venturing to say.
It's some soft batch cookies out there. It's some moisties.
No, I don't think so. I think, yeah, I think that's
There's
not
some wet
accurate,
wipes
sir.
out there. You know, some little
It's
towelettes.
not.
There's some of them out there. They not
It's
quite
not.
dripping,
It's not.
but you can't wipe it on a suit. I'll just say.
I've yet to see a heart float through here. I'm just saying.
You ever had sex with somebody you just hated?
Where'd that come from?
No.
I
No.
don't know.
Where'd that come from?
I had.
Where'd that come from? But where'd
I
it come
had
from
sex
though?
with a chick because I was thumbing through Facebook and I seen a picture of this chick I had sex with, and me and her was talking shit to each other while we was getting it in. Like she was calling me fat motherfucker, and I was telling her she had titties like a teenage boy. She had them bee stains. I don't know. That just ran through my head. I've done that before. That's what kind of imagination I had. I had sex with a person I just couldn't stand. Like we didn't like. I hugged her in a Food Line when I first moved out here. I was in the grocery shop, and I seen her come down the aisle, and I thought after all these years we were okay. You know, after all these years, all the hot, sweaty, her hair. What's that hair gel shit people put in their hair?
The
that
more you
kinda make
talk, the
little
more
baby
people
waves
leave. I just want to put that out
get
there.
on, drip down on you, and all that we done had together. I think she used to put wave grease in her hair. I thought it was over with. But when I hugged her, she said, "Damn, you ain't worked on your chest yet? Bitch, look, we can't be friends."
You're the only person I know that can clear a room. Well, you can
Huh?
make the guest host mute. What the fuck did you do? Oh, the more shit you say, they dropping like flies. And then the guest host said,
Hey,
fuck that. I
they
ain't
know
got nothing to do with
they
this
know
shit.
what the hell they know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Even the guest host
Anyway,
said, "Fuck
back
this shit." Oh shit.
Oh man, y'all gonna stop doing this to me tonight.
Even the guest
But it
host
is
said she
possible.
couldn't. Even the
It
guest
is
host said she
possible for
couldn't
me.
control her emotions. She said, "Fuck this, I'm out." Damn, you know how to
Did
clear
you
a
get I'm
room,
out?
don't you?
Hey, I'm just telling the truth. You know,
I'm telling the truth.
bitch.
telling the truth.
Every time we get one, we lose two. Every time.
Hey, don't blame that on me. Blame that
You
on
the only
y'all's
one.
inability to stop me.
You the only one talking. You the only one saying this stuff.
What?
I'm just saying.
I can't help it that some people like bacon grease and chest hair. Don't blame that on me. It got nothing to do with me unless it's Saturday night.
In a minute, you're
Oh,
gonna be
it
by
is.
yourself. I'm goddamn co-host and I'm gonna be out. Shit. Enough is enough.
Okay. Well, let me round this up, y'all. Let me. I said enough is enough. The fuck is that?
I can hear all
You
of
give it
this. I am dead.
giving
I
out.
am doing something.
This one giving out ultimatums like he a goddamn cowboy. Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
What you rode in this bitch on a goddamn bronc or something? The fuck was that shit? Enough is enough. I guess the next thing you're gonna say is this town's not big enough for the both of us. The fuck was that shit?
Exactly. Oh
my
man.
God.
These conditions are not allowing me to meet my full potential right now. That's how I feel right now.
Oh shit. Y'all don't do this to me tonight.
Oh man.
But
I'm just
y'all, on all seriousness, no, I can't. I was gonna say something stupid. But on all seriousness, when it comes to dating somebody or going out with somebody, your opinion of that person is not necessarily what that person is. Your opinion of their occupation is not necessarily what it is. So, question you got to ask yourself: do you still want to still want to pigeonhole people into you're a garbage man, or you're a truck driver, or you work in a meat department, or you handle packages at UPS, you know, all these things you could be doing. You know, you're a nurse. Do you still want to do that to judge somebody? And if you do you want to? If you do hear somebody doing that, are you going to allow yourself to take it in and say it is what it is, or are you going to, like some people do, try to advance that, try to hurt that person, or make them feel bad for what their opinion is on another person? Where does it stop? This topic was brought to us by Queen Donatella.
Oh,
So Queen Donatella, I'm
I
gonna let
get
you
the
have the
credit.
last word on the topic.
I don't want the
Can I say
credit for the things that you were saying, though.
can I say one
I didn't
thing
have
though,
nothing to
real
do
quick?
with.
I want to say something real quick.
Yep.
For all that Big Hood said, I just want to say he need to stop stealing from Jerry Springer, because I guess that was the little moment. You know what I'm saying? You know, when the show end and Jerry will have his
never
highlight
liked
of the
Oh, he
show.
haven't thought of the damn.
Yeah,
Jerry,
because
well, Jerry Springer dead now. He ain't finna do nothing with it.
he ain't
Thank you.
never did this in the
Even
show. All of a sudden now he want to sit
I
here
was
and
giving it to Queen Donatella. You the one interrupted that.
no,
Uh-huh.
you could have gave it to her from the beginning. You could have gave it to her at the
Yeah,
beginning, but you sit there and you sit there and you say that. I heard you. We all heard you.
He gave the final thoughts.
His final thoughts. You
No,
know what I'm saying?
actually, that wasn't my final thought. I was gonna say something about Cuda and
We
Chess
know.
Hair. Mr.
Oh, wow.
Interruption over here.
We know that too.
That was gonna be my final thoughts about how that balloon butt sex. But hey, let's do
Why it's got to
things
be
the way
butt
y'all
sex?
want to do it.
Why it's got to be called butt
That's the
sex?
way it is sometimes.
That's the way it is.
That is not
That's
the way it
some
is.
chick said it.
And
Butt sex.
That's the way
I
the chick said it to me
disagree
that
with
day.
that vehemently. And don't listen. Don't try to force that up on me neither. I disagree with it.
He tried to put this whole show on your back. He said, "This is Donatello."
Yeah, I was an hour late.
Oh,
I was an hour late.
oh, he
I
pulled
don't
my
know
move.
nothing
Because I'm
about what went
surprised you
on
ain't
in the
say,
first hour.
"These are the views. These are the
Old
views
snitching ass
of
nigga.
Queen Donatello, not the
Uh,
views
Old
of
disclaimer
Big
ass
Hood."
nigga.
That's you,
oh
right?
no. Oh
That's you
no. I
right
think you
there.
didn't reach your max. You didn't reach your max
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
today.
yeah, yeah. I'm officially hating today. I'm officially hating now.
Officially.
Officially hating.
Officially.
Officially.
Well, I just want to say thank y'all for being so understanding about my sleep. And it was very ironic that when I came in a few minutes after I came in, hearing Coltrane say because nurses be too busy, because that's part of the
Uh
reason
huh.
where my
Uh huh.
ass was asleep to begin with. So
Hey, don't ever
I
be
said,
sorry
wait, that's
for that,
something.
especially if you've been working. Shit, don't be sorry for that.
Yeah,
Come on the phone, call it.
I was
That's
knocked
what we
out,
do now.
knocked out.
Hey,
But I
definitely
thank
don't
y'all
be
for
sorry for
being
that.
so very understanding and allowing me to
Oh
still
yeah.
come
Oh yeah.
up after that. It was a good
Anytime.
time. Good time. Very thought provoking, even
All
though
right.
G wasn't, he was producing. He was in his producing
Mm-hmm.
bag
Yeah,
through
yeah.
the
I had my producer.
conversation.
I had my producer hat on. I feel like there was no need for me to say I agree, I
So,
disagree, because that's normally what I
okay.
do. I agree or disagree, and then a lot of times I just talk shit to Big Hood. So that's basically what I do. Like that is my thing. So but I enjoyed the conversation that y'all had. I thoroughly
Yeah.
enjoyed it
And I
Okay.
tell you
for
what,
once.
because I am so busy all the time, if y'all ever want
Mm-hmm.
me to come up and jump in the conversation, I'm in the room. I don't mind doing it like that too. Just coming in the room and jumping in the conversation with y'all. Cause
Sound good.
I ain't gonna lie, my mouth was wide open. And I think I
Oh,
woke
that's one of them
myself
good
up
sleep.
a little bit. Oh, it was open. What? Wait a
Oh,
minute.
that's
That's
one of
not
them
going
good
in the
sleep
spank
right there.
bank. Oh my God.
No, no,
Another
no, 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 no,
one.
no, no. Not that
Oh,
one.
okay.
Not that one. That's just purely good sleep.
What was going to spank bank?
Oh,
What'd you say?
her mouth wide open while she was sleeping.
That's what I
That's
said.
creepy.
That's what I
That's
thought.
kind of
He gonna
creepy.
put that.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
Shit.
can't do that.
God
That's
damn
just a
it.
little much.
Bro, you can't do
I
I'm
don't take that.
asleep. You cannot put that in
Yeah,
the
that's
spank bank.
right.
It's unethical. It's
Sleep,
unethical. I gotta
drunk,
at least
none
be
of that.
Yeah.
conscious
That goes.
of what it is I'm talking about.
Yes, you gotta be able to tell
But
ABC
I was
forward
in
and
here
Well,
backward.
knocked
no.
out.
He said he got enough material from the last time you was on. So
Hey,
he said
hey,
And I
hey,
you
still
he
don't
good.
know
better
what
be
I
able.
said then to make this
Me
bank
either.
bank. But I guess. I guess, but I had a good time with y'all. This was a good time with y'all. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate your listeners, whoever's listening to this, gonna be listening to this out in podcast and land. I am gonna upload some things on Spotify. So if you're listening to this on Spotify, you don't necessarily have to download stereo, but you should just download stereo anyway. You know, we got a lot of stuff coming up that people can participate in and just to help grow the community, you know. So if you I'm just learning this podcast and stuff, so you will be able to find some stuff on Spotify. But if you do want to hear more of me, you can definitely tune in to the stereo app. Very easy.
Don't you say
And real quick, I want to thank the listeners that we've just picked up in Pakistan. So I want to
Oh,
appreciate what we got.
damn.
Yeah.
oh, you picked up some listeners in Pakistan for real? You just saying that?
Yeah, no,
I don't
for
know if
real.
y'all be
No, for real.
joking or not. Oh,
No,
okay.
no, that's for real.
Dead
No, for real.
serious.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Tell us some of
Shout
the
out to
places we are.
Pakistan. Oh, and can I make my announcement about the voice acting?
Oh,
Yep.
please do. Yeah, do that.
Okay. And then also, if you download the Stereo app, there is I'm going to call it a hip opera. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I'm going to call it a hip opera. Okay. So you got Stereo's own hip opera called The Standard. And I will be making my debut on there tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's called The Standard. One of my good people's on here on this app, Submissive Tammy, aka Trigger Tammy, Also, we gonna blow the thing up. Okay, we are about to show up and show the fuck out. So if you guys hear this before, what's tomorrow date, y'all? The 29th? The 28th?
28.
I think it's 28th.
Yeah,
28th.
28.
May
Yeah.
28th at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sorry, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come check it out. It's called The Standard. It's a hip hopera.
And I want to make a
I think it was 7 people in that clap that time.
Oh my God.
yeah. We picked up 2 more. You know us.
Picked
We
up 2
always
more.
you know we always
The
show
people
up
in
at the end.
Pakistan. It was
Yeah,
the
that's
people in Pakistan.
I want to say it was one. It may have been one in Pakistan and one in Morocco. One, something like that. I just want to say I thoroughly enjoyed the show. And I want to give out our tour dates. July 4th, we will be at the Wheels of Peace. Motorcycle.
Wait, see, is y'all joking?
Let me stop for
See
people
what I'm
show up at the Wheels
saying?
of Peace. We ain't gonna. No, that's a real place, but we ain't gonna be
That's
there.
a real place. Yeah, that's a real. No, we can't.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
live here, Jack.
The Wheels of Peace. What is the Wheels of Peace? I don't want to know that. I don't want to know.
Motorcycle Club.
Oh shit.
And Big Hood will be signing at the Carolina Place Mall. He will be out there with his OnlyFans pictures, ready to sign.
Oh shit.
With his
and I will be in full costume.
Yep, exactly.
Full costume. Butt cheeks out.
Nope.
Cheeks out.
Nope.
With the good lotion on.
Not the watered down cocoa butter.
No, not that shit. Just say cocoa butter on it. That ain't real cocoa butter.
I thought it said Queen's cocoa butter. Ain't that the word?
You need some liniment in it. You get that other shit in the sun, your skin gonna crisp up like pork skins.
Oh my God, it's gonna cook. It's gonna cook. Like you put Crisco all over it.
You'll know you in the right spot when you hear this in the distance.
Oh shit. Oh, you know what? You got to you gonna get better with it.
And a socket wrench.
I believe in your soundboard. I do.
I don't stop with myself.
And I want to say that this podcast is brought to you by What's the Word, Thunderbird, and Horny Goat Weed.
All right, Horny Goat Weed.
What's the word, Thunderbird?
And Horny Goat Weed.
Oh my God. It's been another episode of Dim Down Country Boy. We appreciate y'all listening. We are out.
Peace.
Them country boys on the ride, with them big fat wheels on the side, with the dirty cow wheels on the ride, and them country boys with them big fat wheels, with the dirty cow wheels.
Get us up out of here, Lil John.